Alright. Let's play some Warhammer Online. Oh, that cable's stuck. Let's move that cable around. Let's see what's rocking today. We've got some mail. We've got 3 mail. Ooh. 10 crest. 3 crest. And black crack bag. Which gives us 24 crests. Almost 5k crests. Lovely stuff. Today, we want to be doing HV as a priority. So we'll jump into some RvR, and then we'll hopefully get a HV crew going. Cool. Wow, it looks like we've got so many people in Shadowlands. So we'll head over. There he is. Bypass. We'll go Shadowlands. What's up, Elch? How's it going, dude? It looks like we're not here. Have I gone to the wrong place? I have gone to the wrong place. Okay. Good start to the day. Okay, here we go. Use Paul to chopper. We can do that. This is where we die instantly. No? Okay. Are we in the right build? We are in the right build. I was thinking, we didn't get any add-ons. We didn't also jump in last night. Too much going on with some family stuff, so we were unable to get back in game yesterday to get that HP run done. We do only have quests. This one. Yeah, we just need one more run, and that's going to give us the full Veil Walker set. So that's kind of priority today. Let's get people buffed. We were trying a hybrid build, but that didn't go very well, to be fair. Oh mate, if you want to, I'd say this, if you want to pop in and two-hand tank HV, I am down for that, but it might be a bit early to even have a group going. I mean, we've asked and we've got nothing. We asked in guild, we didn't get anything. We asked in looking for group. There's no whispers, there's no nothing. I mean, again, if we've got a tank and a heal and we just need some DPS and another heal, it might be quick to get a group going. But at the moment, it may be a bit early in the day. But if you're on and you're kicking around, feel free. We can see if we can get a group going. Otherwise, to start off with, we will basically do as we normally do. And kind of just, you know, dabble in some RvR while we wait to see some actual groups popping off and stuff. This seems kind of dangerous. He needs to be marked. We'll do that. Let me know when. Yeah, sound, dude. If we see, you know what I mean, one other person asking for HV, I will be spamming you to get yourself in game. And it doesn't exactly matter if you are a geared tank or not. As I say, I'm not one to just need to have, you know what I mean, get carried through a dungeon. I'm quite happy to take the time, clear some trash, etc. Yeah, we were trying a bit of a hybrid build yesterday, and I don't think it went very well. So, yesterday at the end of the stream, defending the keep, we switched over back to the heal build we're running. Although I do kind of want to respec again and grab Ravens for the channeled bit of DPS. Not that we're a DPS class, I get that. But also the 40% reduction in movement speed. Sure, I just did /5. We'll still spam for a group for HV. Because even if we start sieging a keep and stuff, I would rather do HV for that set. I did also look on the sets on the ROR forum, or wiki, I guess. And I did see there's a set coming up that requires, I think it's 55 or 57 renown, that looks kind of DPS-y. I'm not sure what the set's called now off the top of my head. But we may end up spending some of our Warcrests and grabbing that set as a play around. I know we need to hold on to as many of the Warcrests as possible because, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's the Triumph set. To get the 4 accessories for that set, it costs 10,000 crests. So we don't want to waste crests, but we're also, you know what I mean? It's going to take us a while to grind up to, you know, 80 renown. So we're going to get a lot more crests as we do what we do. And I think the set coming up isn't that expensive, assuming that the wiki is up to date and it's got the correct numbers for the pieces of gear. I will probably alt-tab and have a quick check of that as we're running around and stuff. Just so I can be certain about it. Sorcerer? We'll get you buffed as we're running. Yeah, the sort of DPS hybrid spec we were using yesterday, it did feel like we could get some DPS out, but only in a like a small scale sort of, you know what I mean? Maybe 6-man party roaming sort of thing. But then even in a 6-man party roaming, if it is, for example, I don't know if it's the correct team layout, but say you have 2 tanks, 2 DPS and 2 healers, or 1 tank, 3 DPS, 2 healers or something like that, or even 4 DPS, 2 healers, mainly just focusing on the 2 healer aspects, I would be performing way better as a healer in that setup, as opposed to having some hybrid DPS, because again, my DPS is not as much as a 2-handed tank or a DPS class, I don't think. See, a DPS is looking for HV or BS. So I guess, yeah, when it comes to small-scale roaming or anything like that, we are expected to heal, which makes sense, we're a healer. You think about the whole vanilla WoW, if you will. You've got a priest in your party, you don't want it to be a shadow priest. So, yeah, it kind of makes sense. Healers are healers. What are the numbers like here? I'm not sure why we're doing a sneaky when we outnumber them by 80%, so to speak. Again, assuming that these numbers are kind of correct. That's just hit tier 3. I mean, surely if they have 99 and we have 100, well, we don't, we're going to have 80% more of them. Surely we can just siege the keep and take it, no problems. You know what I mean? Maybe they've got some decent defense on the go. Here's this dude. Oh, he's basically best in sliding with his Sov gear. What have we got equipped? Oh, we're doing alright, we've got the book of boom on and stuff. Because even like this, for example, with almost a 2-group warband, there we have 3 healers. But again, we as a warband or a small-scale roaming group, for example, we would perform way better if all 3 of us were actually healers, as opposed to us all trying to put out a couple of little bits of DPS. But I do quite like the ability, the Raven ability, that deals a little bit of damage channeled, but it applies that 40% slow on people. Which even here, for example, if we were up front, we could slow this guy down, which would then mean the whole team can kill him. So I kind of feel like that's an important ability to have. He's going to take a lot of damage. Yeah, I don't know why he jumped off. All I do is getting chased by a warband. Oh, maybe to catch people trying to come from the PvE side of the keep. That would make sense, actually. Yeah, some of these maps I'm a bit uncertain of, so you'll often hear me question, why are we doing this? Again, I'm kind of a new player as well. We've not been playing too long. That player? Oh, that sucks. Level 16. Damn. That sucks for him. We've all been running into an opposing warband on our own. And I guess, yeah, this is why we're doing what we're doing, isn't it? Catching strays. I mean, they're still doing enough work to grab BOs, I guess. There's still enough of them running around. They're only on a 60% now against all odds buff, so it means their numbers are approaching 100, I guess. And we're probably sat on like 120 or so, I guess. Something like that. Those maths don't add up, but you know what I mean. But I'm sure I just saw somebody, but that's some of us. I see, I see. I just meant the whole warband if I run into solo on. Yeah, that's normally what we do, to be fair. I mean, we, generally speaking, even now as a healer and stuff, whenever we do see people, we always do try and pop on a, oh, there's people behind us. I'm probably going to get caught off guard here. No, that's fine. Yeah, normally we do try and at least put a debuff on people to dismount them. It's normally the play we go for. It just often, at times, gets me killed. Because I feel like I should be more tanky than I am. What weapons are we on? Yeah, we've got the good ones on, that's fine. And I guess the other problem with myself is because we've only played the Zealot, I haven't really dabbled in any of the other classes. So we're kind of uncertain about what the other classes can do. We're aware of, like, do you know what I mean? We're aware that the Knight of the Blazing Sun can knock us back. We're aware that the Lion Warrior, whatever it's called, can pull us with its pet and stuff like that. We're aware of some abilities, but we don't know the whole toolkit, basically. And I was watching Ryu, who is probably streaming at the moment, on his sorcerer yesterday, and I'm certain he crit somebody for 1.8k, and I thought that was kind of mental. The most damage I think we've been crit by is like 1.2k, and even that I feel like is a bit much. But yeah, because at first I was thinking like Bright Wizards, sorcerers, and like the spellcasters would probably be quite squishy, which they probably are, but we do often get demolished by them, because again they're probably like glass cannons and whatnot. But it'll win when you do. Well, that's it. If you can dismount the whole warband and buy a bit of a time, it's also just running away. Do you know what I mean? If we get chased by 6, 7, 8 people, I feel like that's a good play. We may die very quickly, but yeah, if we, for example, this warband, if one of their guys can make us chase him for, you know what I mean, 2 minutes or something, and take us all the way into PvE down here somewhere, I think that's a win. You've bought the rest of your team a bit of time, haven't you? We're moving. I kind of want to stick with that guy. We wanted to heal him, but yeah, okay. Well, that's great. Was there just one guy there? I bet he feels a bit silly. Oh yeah, I'll go 1v1 this dude, and he died in like 3 seconds. That's normally how we experience this game, to be fair. And, oh, White Line is the class, sorry. We're unsure about their gear sets and graphics, so we have no idea if this guy's a high renown and whatnot. We only know when he hits us for thousands. And you've seen 2.5k crits. Good lord, yeah, okay. Yeah, I was thinking like 1.2k, 1k sort of crits is. Oh god, he's geared. Stuck on a rock. There we go. But yeah, if you can crit that much damage, whew, yeah, it's kind of crazy. And obviously it goes without saying, but witch hunters kill us in 2 seconds normally. If they get the jump on us and knock us down, we're normally dead before we can stand back up on that knockdown. Which again kind of sucks. There's a lot of groups looking for BB at the moment. Or maybe not a lot of groups, maybe it's just one guy spamming over and over again, but yeah. Pretty sure we should have a, yes, we have got a ram on the keep. So hopefully we get ourselves back to that keep soon. I'm guessing that's what we're now doing. We're going to run through PvE and go to the keep. The other thing we see constantly in this game, which always makes me laugh and scratch my head about it, is the mentality on destruction. Again, I've not played Order, so I have no idea what the mentality is on Order. But it seems to be that, for example, if we lose here, everyone just bangs out. Well, not even if we lose there. Like, say, for example, we go through the first door, and then we get down the second door, and Order managed to defend our first push. We'll probably have one push, maybe a second push, and then every single person just bangs out. Which, as I say, it makes me laugh because that mentality is kind of crazy. 5 of us in the guild roamed a bit the other day. We kept running into the super geared witch hunter dude. Would delete me as a chosen. Oh, yeah, that's kind of crazy to see or hear. I would have thought as a chosen you'd at least be able to not outlive the burst, because again I do understand that class is just a high burst class. But yeah, ooh yeah. Because we have, over the course of, you know, streaming this game, we do often sort of sit here and think to ourselves, should we be playing a healer when we can get deleted by a dude in like 3 hits? That doesn't really seem very good. But again, the renown difference from me being what, renown 52 to somebody in, you know, in 80 renown, or I guess 78 is the last piece of gear, I think, right? Yeah, 78 for the chest piece. I think that is the final piece of gear in this game. Again, I could be wrong. Yeah, I guess the massive difference there between me and what, like, not even renown gear, because this is all just hit 40, jobs are good, and you don't need renown for all the gear we're using. Veilwalker, Sentinel, and Beast Lord. So yeah, somebody who jumps us in 70 plus renown gear, it makes sense that we're going to get deleted. But it does make me sort of think, oh, maybe we should be playing a tank so we can survive. But hearing you, hearing you, Dundee, say that witch hunters just delete you on a chosen as well. Oh, maybe not. Maybe it doesn't matter. Haven't seen a witch alpha yet. Melt healers. Yeah. And it's also a bit of knowledge, isn't it? If I had the knowledge of understanding how every single class can perform, we would probably not get ourselves into sticky situations and know how to position ourselves a bit better and know what to look out for and stuff. So you didn't just study it. What? You're in the wrong bit, friend. But as I say, yeah, we do often versus witch hunters. We want to go into 1v1s to see how we can survive and stuff, but we just don't get the time very often. As soon as we get jumped, we just get deleted. And then I'll fat finger hotkeys, I'll forget hotkeys. So half the time we'll just not put down our ritual when we get jumped by a witch hunter. And it's more of a, oh crap, we've been jumped, panic moment. We'll pop on a hot or two, throw a flash of chaos, and then we're just dead. So some of it is a knowledge gap on my half, definitely. This character's, I'll have a quick look at that in a second. How long my character's been alive for, so to speak. This tab? 7 days, 4 hours. So as I say, we're pretty new to the game. The first bunch of play sessions we did, if you will, we mainly just streamed this on a weekend. But now it's kind of taken over the channel and it's become our main game. Just because I absolutely love it. Oh, he's gone back out there, is he? Or is that bugged? I think that's bugged. I don't think he stood over there. He might be. Oh yeah, he's asked to regroup on his position. That makes sense. Sometimes this enemy thing bugs, as you can see here, look. So I'm hoping he's outside. He's not outside, right? I don't know where this player is anymore. Oh, he's up top, okay. I guess it bugs because he's off screen. So it remembers the last location that we saw him, and then it keeps the enemy, like here, for example. I mean, that's not bugged. That seems to have kept it on. I don't know why that happens, to be honest. But we do notice this marking thing seems to bug quite often. And then we would probably play a witch elf if they weren't so so overly sexualized. So when we want to actually play like the stealth class, we would probably make an order witch hunter and run around on a witch hunter. And I guess we're up here defending just to make sure if they start to get a few people in, we can cut them off. Although I would have thought here, it would make more sense that we just set up a big group by this door, a big group by the other door, and then the guys sieging. Unless there's a back door as well. There's probably a back door as well, maybe. But us being on this pillar here, again, as I literally just said, sometimes we sit here asking questions thinking, why are we doing this? We're not exactly patrolling the wall, but then we can't patrol the wall, I guess, because if we do patrol the wall, then they can get in through that door. Kind of makes more sense that we just ball up in the middle, next to the siege. Oh wow, these little pillars sticking out of these staircases, these are horrible. Oh, we're getting stuck in, okay. We're not healing very well here. We'll throw a big heal for the ritual down. Healing me. Can we the Exorcist? Looks like we can. Don't know what the etiquette is there. So we just greed drops. We like looking at other zealots' gear. Oh, he's basically what we were using before. Oh, they're good rings. Oh, it's got toughness on now. I guess they're DPS rings, right? I mean, I know they've got willpower, toughness, initiative, but the 1% reduced chance to be disrupted, that would be if you're casting abilities on people, right? They're pretty good rings. The 3 AP per second's kind of nice as well. No, I think the 2-piece gen's better. Let's just say that. Kind of nice rings though. And whilst we're just defending up here, kind of doing nothing for a second, I'll just have some coffee real quick. Happy days. We do still need to get Miracle Grow Light add-on. So all of our seed stuff can just be done in the background. We're not very good at getting add-ons on this channel. It takes us about a week before we actually manage to download a single add-on. It's good. And then we also need to look at an advanced renown trainer as well. There was 2 that people mentioned, so I've made a note of them both. Losing some frames here, so I'm guessing we're about to run into one of their warbands down there maybe. Or it has to reload some models. But yeah, we do want to get one of the add-ons for the renown trees. Well, not renown trees, sorry, but the actual career trees, talent trees. So when we're doing stuff like this, and there's not really a lot going on, we can bring up the career tree and sort of theory crafts and builds and stuff. Although I guess with the healer PTR patch, when that hits live, if we have an add-on that shows us the talent trees, that's probably going to be out of date and show us the wrong talent tree. How's it going, Rent4Fun? What it requires for HV? It's just rank 40. The actual set itself. Oh, sorry, the dungeon, Hunter's Veil, yeah, I think that's just rank 40. Depending on what class you are, again, I'm a bit of a new player, so pinch of salt with what I'm saying. But for HV, I'm pretty certain the tank just wants to be crit capped, so we can't be crit, because otherwise he gets 1 tapped, or 2 tapped. We jumping down? And then anyone else, I mean, gear-wise, I actually don't know what the gear checks are like, or what kind of gear you need. All you need to be is just rank 40, I guess. It's a pretty straightforward dungeon. Huge RvR enjoyer. We're jumping down here. Played Dark Age of Camelot. Long time giving RR a try. Ooh, how far are you through Return of Reckoning? rent for fun. Because we're pretty new to this as well. On Tome of Knowledge on the Introduction tab, you can see here, time played, 7 days, 4 hours. Which I guess, you know, it's not like we're new, but yeah, we're still learning. We're still kind of new. Just made it to level 10. Interesting. Did you do that through PvE? Or did you do that purely through RvR or PvP? I'm so used to saying PvP on other games that sometimes when you say RvR, people are a bit, ooh, what does that mean? But I guess with us all playing the game, we all know what it means, right? Everyone in the channel should know what RvR is at this point. Both. Yeah, okay. The PvE in this game, at least lower level, I really enjoyed. I appreciate it's a private server, so drop rates and stuff like that are a little bit different than live, or how they would have been on live. But in most MMOs we play, oh my god, I'm body blocked like nothing. I'm stuck on these two dudes, there we go. In most MMOs that we play, the PvE is never that fun in terms of we're killing dudes, we're grinding dudes, we haven't really got a good drop in a while. It's kind of slow paced. Even as a healer, where's the Lord gone? Outside, I guess. Even as a healer, with sort of a DPS spec, if you will, the PvE was pretty quick, and because it's a private server, you just get so many green drops, so many like blue drops. It's crazy, which is really good to see. It actually makes PvE quite enjoyable. Like you can be grinding for, you know what I mean, 2 minutes and get a couple of green drops. They may mean nothing, and they may not be great for your class. You might not even be able to sell them to the auction house, but it's a bit of gold income. Even going back on like the war story and going back to like Greenskin, say, because we went back and we did all these chapters up to chapter 4 as a like a rank 30 or something. So pretty straightforward public quests, pretty easy to do. And we had an absolute blast doing it, to be fair. Got a load of gear, load of drops, loads of gold. Yeah, PvE in this game is pretty good. And I don't know which game did it first with the public quest system. Where is this dude going? He must be inside. He must be on the top floor. Or he must be below us, maybe? Can we not just follow? Oh, maybe he's downstairs. He must be top floor, okay. Again, for the Lord, we don't really need to heal anybody because nobody takes any damage. Oh, someone's finally rezzed him, okay. Let's just put down some heals again. There's the Lord over there. And then, you know what, we'll just go DPS back and just spam this. Yeah, even just doing PvE in this, it's quite a fun experience. Are you about to die? Didn't even see him. People are taking way more damage than they normally do doing this. Unless there's like a group of order upstairs. There is a group of order upstairs. That makes way more sense. Sorry, thought process here. It's just out the window. And then I guess the other thing that I really enjoyed in this game as a low level is just being able to run straight to the first PvP area or RvR area and just RvR from level 1. I thought that was fantastic. I will be honest, I'll have a quick check of chat in just a second. When you hit rank 16 and you are kicked out of the tier 1 RvR area, you've got to take what comes next with a pinch of salt, because it can be quite a horrible experience leaving tier 1 at 16. Okay. I don't really understand this. Oh, there he is. Okay. I was about to say, I don't really understand where this Lord's going, but there he is. I'm certain if you take the Lord away from the spawn point, doesn't he like get enraged or something and start doing loads of damage? Where has he ran off to? And now he's just respawned back on full health, is that? No, maybe not full health. Can we jump over that a little bit? Good lord. And although we've just had some PC upgrades, we still run into really bad frame rates when we're doing these keeps and fortresses. Again, it's an old game, so I guess in a situation like this, it's just crazy. But yeah, sorry, I'll just do a check on chat real quick. Just to grind in modern MMOs, we play Squiggerder. Also tried Chopper, but meh. They merged Tier 2, Tier 3, and Tier 4. Greek were trying to reset the Lord. Ah, I see. Yes, so on the map, which you're already aware of by the sounds of things, Tier 1 is its own thing. I should really turn down the audio. I feel like I'm shouting. Apologies if I am. I'll just turn it down on my end, actually, just while we do this keep thing. There we go. Yeah, Tier 2, Tier 3, and Tier 4 are all the same thing, which means as soon as you are dinging 16, you go into Tier 2 to 4, and you'll often see people, say, running around the Tier 2 RvR area as a max level, max renown character, so you will get 2-tapped by people. There's 2 ways to make sure that doesn't happen. One would be to get into a warband or a raid group. Sometimes the raid teams have auto-band add-on, I think it's called that, and it'll auto-kick you because you're a low level. And that sucks, but hopefully that doesn't happen. And the second thing to do, again, if you know all this, apologies. The second thing to do is go into the Inevitable City, because you're a Squiggerder, so you're obviously Destruction, and do this dungeon at 16, which is the Sicalium dungeon. There's a couple of quests I know specifically on this pillar. I didn't do this, but I'm aware I should have at the time. At 16 you can do this dungeon, and that'll give you the full Keeper set, which basically sets you up nicely from like rank 16 to 20 or so. The other way to make sure you don't die instantly, again something we didn't really do, is to make sure your gear has really good talisman in it. Again, we don't have really good talisman in our gears at the moment. We've got alright talisman, but we've mainly just gone with the 106 armor bonus across the board for everything. Helmet's got some wounds in, 23, and then the cloak's got, I think, the best armor talisman you can get at the moment, because somebody gave us that when we were like level 24 or something, so we just held on to that and we banged that in the cloak. Because the bolstering system will mean that as long as your gear and talisman are basically of your level or as close to your level as possible, or you know what I mean, the best sort of gear that you can get at that level, you will be bolstered like really, really well, I guess. Whereas normally, if you're not in good gear, you basically aren't getting bolstered. I mean, we're hitting this guy for 1,000 and we're not even in a DPS spec. I mean, fair enough, we're using the Harbinger of Doom, so it converts all of our willpower into intelligence, and all of our heal into damage bonus, and then obviously heal and critical to offensive critical. I guess it's because he's got loads of debuffs, but unfortunately this add-on that we're using for the unit frames, Pure, we can't get it to show the debuffs for Keep Lords and Fortress Lords, so it is what it is, unfortunately. Can we res you? We can res you. I'm guessing he's already been res? No? Why did nobody res you? That kind of sucks. And we're over there now. I'll catch up with these guys. To remove talisman, you need scavenger. Oh no, not at all. No, the actual talisman itself, if you've come from other games, they're basically gems. Again, you probably know this. If you socket a gem into a piece of gear like this one, let me just show you on this weapon instead. We can shift right click this, and then we've already got an armor talisman in it. But if we had a different talisman, like wounds, we could just override that talisman. We would lose the armor one, because once it's socketed into a piece of gear, that's it done. You can't take it out and then put it somewhere else. So it's kind of a one-time use gem system, I guess. Did we just lose that gem? We just lost the wounds gem by testing that. Is that real? I guess that just happened. Okay, what a stupid system. So don't test doing the talisman, because you'll lose them, apparently. What a stupid system. Um, Crazy. Yeah, so when you do get new talisman, or let's say you've put in like low level talisman in your gear, which you can make yourself through scavenging and talisman making, but I think the best way to do it is if you're focusing on just RvR or PvP, because scavenging requires you to kill PvE mobs, and if you're not going to be doing much of that because you're focusing on the PvP side of things, you're better off just making gold somehow and then just buying them off the auction house. We'll get it back on relog. I hope so, because if that's not real, that is ridiculous. I'm glad we used a well, it was a 23 wounds gem, so it wasn't that expensive, but it's up there. The UI sometimes is a bit weird. Again, it's an old game, I get it, but yeah, some things don't really work as intended, I don't think. But yeah, as I say, when we left tier 1 into tier, the rest of the tiers, we didn't have a great time, to be fair, for maybe the first sort of 5-10 levels. But as a healer, it wasn't too bad, because we were able to, as I say, just get into a warband and then backline heal people, and that was kind of fine. And then through doing that, we'll get him res quick. By doing that, you're obviously gaining a bunch of the war crests, which I'll bring up in a second, these red ones. And then you can obviously get yourself better gear. Yeah. Something to consider, however, would be that as a low level, we need to get out of here and dodge. As a low level, you're probably better off saving your war crests, assuming that this is going to be like your main character and whatever, and mainly focusing on the PvE gear sets, I think, with the blue crests, doing public quests and stuff like that, because you need a bunch of these later on. I guess as like level 15 and stuff, the whole set for a PvP set through Warcrest, it doesn't cost a lot. You see, you can still do that. We basically kept buying all the PvP sets every sort of 10ish levels or so. And then another thing that I'm just train of thought here. We're gonna sprint away because I don't think I've got time to mount. Kind of wanted to save that guy, I guess, seeing him get destroyed, but that's fine. The other thing to consider as well is once you leave tier 1 and go into tier 2 plus, basically, when you do these keeps, at the end of this you get a bag roll, and in the yellow bags that you can get, I guess I have to wait for that to proc over. In the yellow bags that you can get, the massive loot bags, they have pieces of gear in. So again, you're forfeiting picking up the war crests. There we go. So like, for example, oh okay, this doesn't give you a bag, I guess. What? Just contradict everything I've just said. We'll see what happens in a second. Oh, it's because I've won a green bag, so that's why it's only showing me a green bag for the for this castle. But you can see here there's a pity roll system. Oh, there's a lot of lag going on right now. Yeah, pity roll system. So the next roll of the gold bag is increased by X amount. Purple bag increased by, and we got a green bag because we consumed our green bag roll. So generally speaking, because we arrived late to this, our contribution over the whole map was probably very low. So we shouldn't have won a bag. But because it's a pity system, we did win a bag, so that's fine. And this zone's locked now, so I guess these are all just farming kills, which is fine. And yeah, it is nice to see the devs are working on the PvE side of things. I have heard a few sort of mismatched bits and bobs from people, where although they may be, do you know what I mean? Because there's a forum post recently about the roadmap for the upcoming stuff and the upcoming dungeons. A lot of the dungeons that we have done at 40, they're only like the entry level ones, I guess. We've heard, yeah, some people mentioning that they themselves haven't actually made like the Hunter's Vale dungeon, this one, which we really want to be doing today, as I say. I don't think they made this, they just basically tried to redo some of the code on the default dungeon that was in the game, because apparently they're not very good at making new dungeons or something. Again, I don't know. I'm a new player, not trying to badmouth the devs at all. They're clearly working on the game. They're clearly doing things to change it, etc. So, you know what I mean? I'm happy that they're working on it, basically. It's either you get a private server or you just don't play the game because it doesn't exist, you know what I mean? So I'm quite happy with that, it's fine. And we can sell all these green things, because no one really buys green things in this game, I don't think. And that's going to give us a little bit of gold. If you do want to do PvE content, but not level too quickly, because you want to obviously maximize your renown points, something that we did quite a lot, which is why we basically did RvR, and then say we hit rank like 14, 15, we wanted to stay in tier 1 for as long as possible. So we were buying these scrolls from the Quartermaster merchant in most of the PvP war camps, or RvR war camps, like Dark Elf war camp here. And this reduces your XP gain only in PvE by 75% for 3 hours. I don't know if this is even worth doing, but as I say, what we did is we basically, say we got to like, I don't know, rank 10, and we hadn't done any of these lower chapter things to get some minor rewards and stuff like this. Again, you can sell all this, it's all gold basically through the influence. We then went back and did like chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3 at a higher level with this scroll on, so we could still do them and not level too quickly. Just because the experience in tier 1 as a new player was way more fun than getting into tier 2 and getting stomped, because we didn't know what we were doing at that point in the game. So yeah. And then like for this bag, for example, for doing this keep, I mean, this is a crap bag, it's a lesser loot bag, so you'd obviously have how many more bags? 4 more bags, was it? We got a green bag, we could have got a blue, a purple, or a gold bag. If we got the gold bag from tier 2 onwards, I guess, similar rewards, but obviously more crests, more Genesis crests, more of everything. But on the gold bag, we would be able to pick a piece of gear. So instead of us taking, say, 40 war crests from the gold bag, we could just outright grab a piece of gear, which would have cost more war crests. But you are better off, I think, as your leveling progress goes up, spending the war tokens from public quests and getting a full set of gear, and then obviously just grabbing the war crests. The other thing to consider as well, again, this is a lot of information, I'm just chatting basically. The other thing to consider as well when you hit tier 2 and start doing keeps, I'm pretty sure it starts within tier 2, you can get Genesis crests. You need, I want to say 75, I think. You need 15 to grab this weapon as a main hand, 15 gen crests. You need 15 gen crests for your offhand. I'm guessing two-handers cost 30, not sure. And then for each piece of the Genesis accessories, which again you can't use until 36, so it's not massive that you grab the gen crests early on. Each one of the accessories costs 10, and you can get all 4. We had all 4 and the cloak, which gives us the which would have given us the 5-piece set for this. And I'm pretty sure at 36 that's basically, you know, borderline your best in slot gear, I think. And it doesn't cost any war crests, although you are foregoing getting war crests because you're picking gen crests instead. But something to consider: stockpiling gen crests. The weapons are 40. The 4 accessories plus the cloak are all 36. And there's 2 quests in the Inevitable City called All the King's Horses and At the False King's Gate. These are weekly. You just have to capture a fort, which is Shining Way, and also the Reekwald, these 2 forts. And when you do them, you can either pick 50 war crests or 5 Genesis crests. So that's another way to get gen crests. However, in gold bags, you can get 5 gen crests or 40 war crests. So it kind of makes sense that you pick war crests for these 2 quests, and instead of the gold bags, you grab the gen crests. And those 2 quests in Inevitable City are in this bit up top. You go straight through here, there's an NPC at the back, you speak to him, that's the first quest, and then you take a left, and then go into this little wing here, and that's the second quest. Again, rambling on. Hunter's Veil was made from nothing. It wasn't in the original. Oh, it was in the original. It was just a lobby dungeon. No, again, I'm a new player, and thank you, Malmar, for correcting and stuff. Again, I'm quite happy to hear these sort of things. And again, it's a good discussion because, again, we all learn something. Do you know what I mean? And I could be completely wrong by saying the dungeons they have made, they didn't make. They've just basically redone some of the code and leveled it up or whatever. I'm not certain as well. I could be wrong with this. In Ekrund, this dungeon, Dragon Back Pass, I'm not sure if that was originally in the game or not, or that's a brand new dungeon they've made. No idea. But as I say, I have heard from some people that they've not actually made their own dungeons. They've just basically redone some of the code and changed it a little bit, leveled stuff up, etc. Where are we going here? Cadron Valley. And the other place, which is Empire? We look like we split here. Dragon Wake's locked. Is everyone going to the same place? Cadron Valley. People banging out? Yeah, people are banging out in this warband, okay. Capture a fort on your own, no biggie. Yeah, it's easy, man. Even as a healer, just solo that stuff, man. No one's going to defend it. It's fine. Yeah, those two quests, we've only completed, I think, one of them once. We've never done the fort for Shining Way. That has never been something we've been able to take, I don't think. Or I've not been online when we have taken this. And then Reekwold, I think, for me at least, when I've been online, I think we've pushed this 3 times and only taken it once. So I've only actually completed that quest 1 time for the gen crests. So this is why I kind of feel like you just grab gen crests from the bags. Oh, there's only a few of us here. Interesting. Oh, it's because we've gone to the wrong place, I guess. Everyone else is in Cadron Valley. Right, okay. Classic. Me not paying attention. Who would have thought? Cadron Valley. There we go. Okay. And again, unfortunately, it looks like that we have way more numbers across the board than they do. Which kind of sucks. We'd rather have it as a bit more of a fairer fight, but it is what it is. Multitasking is hard. I don't think it's the... I know that's a joke, but... Yeah, I don't think multitasking is hard. I think it's just... my thought process. Yeah, my thought process just easy come, easy go. It's not something that stays with me for very long. Possibly a touch of the old ADHD, perhaps. Who knows? And obviously, when I go on a thought train, and I've got something in my brain where it's like, nah, we need to discuss this thing real quick. I'm nowhere near the chat there. I'll just go on a tangent as I do often, and then whilst I'm doing that tangent, I won't even be focusing on what I'm doing in the game. It is what it is. Hopefully, eventually, you know, we've not been streaming for very long, so hopefully at some point we can learn how to do all this properly, where I can pay attention to the in-game chat, pay attention to the Twitch chat, pay attention to the game. Do you know what I mean? That's why we're here. That's it. Yeah, man. It's got to poke me in the right direction every now and then. It's the same as I say with people telling me to get add-ons. I don't have at the moment. You know, I don't have a lot of free time in real life, and the free time I do have goes into streaming basically. So when it's a case of, hey, you should get this add-on downloaded, that's a great idea. I'll do that ready for next stream, and I just don't have time. This is why it takes me like a week to get an add-on downloaded. got many lists ready to get stuff done and change things up and what have you. I mean, even with the like the splash screens, we've obviously got the stream starting soon splash screen. We've got the be right back little text in the top left hand corner. I still haven't set up another one just to be if the game crashes or if there's a tech issue. Still haven't done that, and that's been on my list for like a month now. It'll get done when it gets done. Yeah, man. Oh, this sucks for this guy. We'll give him a little poke. We've all been there getting caught off guard by a full warband. It definitely sucks. Only add-ons that you have are enemy and buff head. Yeah, we don't have many add-ons, to be fair. What add-ons are we using? Well, actually, off the top of my head, I'm pretty certain we know. We've got buff head. We have got enemy, as you can see the raid frames. We've got pure for the unit frames, and we're using obsidian for the cast bar. I'm pretty sure that's all we're using. Buff head, enemy, obsidian and pure, and then ace, lib slash and lib group. They're basically prerequisites for the other add-ons to work properly. And I quite like, and I've had a few people come into chat and ask for my UI as well, so I need to get that set up at some point. I was hoping to have that done this weekend, but a family member became quite ill and stuff, so I've just not had time. But yeah, a few people have popped into chat and asked me where did you download the UI from, because it's so just clear. There isn't loads of junk everywhere. And again, I quite like having a clear UI. Clear UI is a happy UI. Destro has more players most of the time. Lots of Order X Realm as well. So the numbers game is very wacky. Sure, it's very good. Yeah, the add-ons that we're using right now are fantastic, and props to everyone who made them. And yeah, I have heard that the X Realming, which I believe is where people, for example, here, will see that the Order have 140% less players than we do in Cadron Valley. So Order will basically X Realm and just jump on their destruction characters to. I'm sure destruction do it as well, and I've also spoken to a few people who do the absolute opposite. Where, for example, and again, these are only low numbers at the moment. I don't think the server's that active right now. But I have heard the opposite from people where if they log in and destruction have, you know what I mean, say 50% more players, they will immediately log out and go on Order characters. Because they want to obviously, well, have a challenge, I guess. And that's something that we would like to be doing at some point, but we've only got the one character, so it is what it is. And then balancing numbers is always difficult to do on any private server. We've played many different private servers for many different games. And it's always a case of one side has way more dominance over the other for a bit, and then it flip-flops and changes, and the other side have more. Any new players that come into the server could look on the Return of Reckoning website and see that, oh, Destruction have 20% more players. Well, let's make a Destruction character then. So it's very difficult to balance. The Against All Odds buff that I can't show you because we're the team that have got more players, so we don't have that at the moment. Although I think that just increases, or we've got the opposite one, haven't we? So we've got the War-Torn Apathy because we have more players than they do, I guess. And this means that our experience, renown, influence, and loot drop chance is reduced by 45%. This, as punishing as that sounds, they should change this. I mean, this suggestion is probably terrible. So, what they should do is when you are massively underplayed or undernumbered, because again, we've got apparently 240% more players than them, assuming that is how this works correctly. It probably doesn't mean 240% more players. It probably just means that, you know what I mean, we have 20% more players or something like that than they do. But the Against All Odds buff and this giving you more experience and stuff, I don't know how the Against All Odds buff works because, as I say, we don't really check our buffs very often and read tooltips in this channel. But what they should do is +% to all of your stats. So if you are, 10 people versus 50, you should be such a bullet sponge that it doesn't feel like it's 10v50. That's how I feel like it should go. Again, it's probably a terrible suggestion, but yeah. Oh, they've alt-tabbed onto us. I shouldn't have run forward there, but I ran forward because I expected them to be tab targeting and seeing us through the wall. I mean, there's only like 5 or 6. Oh no, the rest of them in the back, okay. Oh, they both do it for sure. Order does it more, it seems. Extra ramming is okay to do, to be clear. It's the timing that ticks people off. Yeah, because again, I mean, like if I were to log in and see that Order were demolishing us on everything, and all I want to do is open world RvR, well, it would just mean that I'd have to do something else. Do you know what I mean? Or if I had the good gear and stuff, I'd try and defend. But it does sort of feel like a lost cause, especially when you're on a keep and they've got, say, 1 warband defending and we have 5 warbands attacking. How are you meant to defend that? Maybe you can in this game if you've got a decent enough party and you've got the tanks blocking people and... Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I doubt very much 1 warband can hold off 3 or 4 warbands, but I could be wrong. Yeah, it's definitely hard to balance. I know on other games where you were stuck to the... I guess it wouldn't really work here. But for example, on other games I've played where there's like a 2-town system, but everyone is the same characters basically. So obviously you wouldn't be able to do it here because if I was playing a Zealot, they don't have a Zealot, I guess. I guess you could convert me into a Rune Priest, but they should allow some sort of like a transfer token. So if Destruction had 20% more players constantly, just give one of the top guilds on Destruction transfer tokens to just transfer all their characters to Order. But again, it wouldn't work in this game because the classes are completely different, aren't they? But I've definitely seen that in other games, which basically fixes the imbalance for a short duration. And then everyone goes, oh, the best guilds just transferred to the other team, so now let's do the same thing. And then Order are massively overpowered in terms of their numbers. It's a forever battle, isn't it? Some guilds are abusing it. That's why most people hate it. Yeah, again, that makes sense. I feel like, again, I mean, we've discussed this before on the channel. Because everyone uses VPNs nowadays, you can't even IP block people. Because I know on this, on my account, I made 3 Order characters that I've not even touched really. I got an engineer to level 2, and then 2 other characters I just made for the names and haven't even logged into them both. And at some point, after doing some RvR on this class, I thought, you know what, let's jump onto one of their Order characters. Let's have a little play around in Tier 1. And I was locked for 7 hours to change sides. Which again, beautiful. Now you can't do that. But you can just sign up on multiple email addresses. So you could have one account specifically for Order, one account specifically for Destruction, and now you've bypassed the whole system. Or VPN, you've bypassed the whole system. So as much as they can try and negate X-Roman, you kind of can't in this day and age, can you? And yeah, make you able to solo a warband. Yeah, do you know what I mean? If you'd log in on a time of day where they've got a full warband and you're just one dude, the against all odds should turn you into a warband. Because at least that way it keeps it kind of fair, right? I mean, you'd just be one-tapping everyone in their warband because your damage would be so high, I guess. But I'm sure that you could iron out that system. I'm sure you could. Because I don't know what against all odds actually does, but I'm guessing it's the opposite to this, isn't it? So again, because now our numbers in, where are we? Hadron Valley. Because now they only have a 20% buff, because our numbers are similar, this has dropped from whatever it was, like 46% reduction to now 3% reduction. Again, this should be stats. All of my stats should be decreased by 3%, and all of their stats should be increased by 3%. Because that way it would make it fair, right? In terms of a number balance. I don't know, again. Some classes are probably going to be insanely overpowered if they had 10% more stats and you had 10% less stats, then you probably would get one tapped by witch hunters and stuff like that. So maybe that system doesn't work. But just as a quick thought process, just reducing my renown, my experience, influence, and loot drops, I basically don't have a debuff. That's pointless. Experience is decreased. I'm already max. That doesn't do anything to me. Again, for people that are under level 40, maybe they care. 50%. Oh, that's now changed completely, hasn't it? Yeah, okay. Now it's the same. So now I've lost that debuff. But then also, in addition to that, why do I have this buff? Oh, it's because we've controlled some of the BOs, right? Battlefield Control 1, experience, influence, and renown gain increased by 10%, all because we're near a BO, or we've been near a BO recently, maybe. So that would have completely negated the debuff we had. And then we also have Field of Glory. Experience gains increased by 100%. What? Experience gains increased by 100%. Experience bonus increased by an additional 50% near BOs and keeps. Renown gain increased by 150% near battlefield objectives and keeps. So with these two buffs, because I'm sure I've had these two buffs on, whilst we've had that debuff on, what's the point of a 3% reduction in renown and experience when I've got what, like a 200 and almost a 200% experience buff? What? Oh, but it's okay because it's been reduced by 3%. What? What's the point of that? AA is just the opposite to Wartorn. Yes, that's ridiculous. Again, oh, you're undernumbered, so you can't defend anything and you're going to get smashed. But it's okay, guys, because you're going to have like a 40% or 100, a 60% bonus to your experience. You're not getting any experience because you're getting demolished by like 3 warbands and you've got 4 people. You're not getting any renown because you can't get kills. You're not getting any influence. What's the point of that debuff? Is that meant to make people think, oh, let's get involved because we're going to get more? What? That's such a ridiculous system. Yeah, that should be stat increase. 100%. That should be a stat increase and a stat decrease if you're outnumbered. We'd probably make a forum post and really push that hard. Because if anything, if I had a 100% bonus to all my stats and they all had a 100% reduction to their stats, or even, let's say the reduction side of thing is just a 1% per every 10% in the increase that you get. So for example, if you've got a 60% increase on the order, we should all have a 6% decrease in all of our overall stats. To not make it ridiculous, but that would be a way better system. Because if that were the system, again, if Order had a full warband attacking, yeah, I'd set up a little 6-man roaming group and demolish a full warband. That'd be right good fun. You can defend, but you have to be smart. And you will take some losses. It's the challenge that makes it fun, but again, demoralization is an issue for sure. Yeah, and we see that on the destruction side loads. As I say, if we push a keep and we get wiped, we generally speaking will push a second time, and then every single warband will just disband, except for maybe one. And then there's loads of abuse in chat as well, going, "Oh, you guys suck. Why are you doing this for? You're idiots." Blah blah blah. And it's just such a weird mentality. Just get punted. Oh, I can't see him because he's slightly on a cliff. We should be AoE healing this. He's going to die. I was such a crap healer there. Oh, he's already been res. Good lord, I'm not paying attention. I thought that guy was naked then, but he's a slayer, isn't he? We can't even target that guy. Oh, good route, my friend. We could have probably removed that route off ourselves, right? €15 a month subscription would solve the problem. I mean, that would also solve the problem, but as a private server, they can't make money off it, can they? Not allowed. Or they get the server shut down. Double the renown, in my opinion, and experience for those that need it. Yeah, I mean, it's just the whole... What gives people the incentive, if they have more players than you do, to actually defend? And getting more renown, more experience, and more influence, just to me, just doesn't seem worth it. Because eventually we're going to get full renown. It's going to take us a while to grind it, but eventually we're going to get that just by playing the game. Influence, we just accidentally get maxed when we just play the game. And experience going to 40. I mean, if anything, you want to limit your XP so you gain a much higher renown rank. So when you ding sort of 40, you've already, like, you know what I mean, pushed 45, 46 renown, if not 50 renown. Because I'm pretty certain when we dinged 40, we were already 51 renown. Because again, we wanted to try and limit the XP as much as possible. All players proposed a very similar solution to combat Zergs, but RR devs shot it down every time. Really? What? Or maybe they shot it down because they don't know how to code that, perhaps. And I'm also aware that they don't have like full access to the whole code of the game because EA didn't allow it. Mythic have seemed to be really supportive, apparently. Again, I'm a new player, so I don't know these things really. But I've heard that, yeah, Mythic kind of support the fact this is a private server and they're happy with it being a private server. But EA obviously don't want that to be a thing, which is why, again, they can't make money off it and stuff. But yeah, the only reason why they wouldn't implement that change in my brain is they either don't know how to code that, or they don't have the necessary tools and equipment within the code they have to make that change and edit it. Because again, as I say, just giving people a buff to the XP and renown and stuff, that's such a lackluster buff you get for being underplayed or undermanned. Like, for example, Dragon Wake. So the fact that they have a 120% against all odds buff would suggest that there's probably 8 or 9 of us in that zone, and maybe 1 or 2 of them in that zone. I would love to be ordering that zone if, do you know what I mean, we got stat increases. I'd be the first one to be like, alright, if they've got a 6-man party and we've got no one in that zone, let's go solo a 6-man party. That'd be great fun. That'll make some great content. Again, it would need ironing out. You shouldn't be able to just solo a 6-man party because they've got more players than you, but yeah, they should absolutely do something like that. That's what I think anyway. We need to buff people. I've just realised nobody has any buffs. He's too far away. He is a sorcerer. He can get strength. He's just up there. That's fine. We can get him a buff as well. I feel like we innie buff him. I feel like we just innie buff everyone for the reduced crit chance. People from your old guild, several other guilds. Let me just set myself to follow on this guy. Nope. Let's try it again. There we go. Yeah, Rakan. People from your old guild, several other guilds propose they remove the player cap on abilities and buff the oil from keeps. That way similar faction can fight the biggest... Oh, I didn't even know oil had a... or abilities had a cap. Is that a case of, like, for example, my demonic spittle? There's this cap at only hitting a certain amount of players. Hits everything in front of you, in 40 feet in front of you, dealing 608 corporal damage over 9 seconds to all opponents. Does that have a cap on it? So it's only going to hit X amount of players, like say 10 players and then stop? Because that's kind of silly if that's the case. AoE abilities are capped, some at 9, and there are passives to increase. Oh, I didn't know that. The only reason why I would imagine they would want to stop having, or, you know what I mean, lock AoE abilities from hitting everybody is that, again, I'm not really a coder, so I could be talking absolute bollocks here, but that would probably lag the server, right, and crash the server. It shouldn't, but I would imagine that would overload the server at some point, or maybe stress the server or something, because it has to keep track of way more AoE dots and stuff, I guess. Probably explained that very badly. We've got a dismount on that guy, not that we're going in that way. That's fine. We don't need to put down a ritual right now. Body blocked. Oh, I'm in the wrong action bar. We didn't get that ritual down, I don't know why. Is he going to straight up die again? I should have popped the shield on first. What's he doing? Is he meant to be stood there? Is that a bug? Is he lagged out? What just happened? The reason they didn't want to add that fix is because the devs were running those cancerous guilds as Zergs. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. We saw this in... sorry, bear with me. We saw this in back in the Vanilla WoW days, to be fair. Where certain classes would get insane buffs. Then it turns out that all the devs were playing that class that got insane buffs. Original idea behind the AoE cap is devs said they didn't want AoE specs to dominate in both scenarios and open world sieges. That was in 2008. Jesus Christ, you're joking. Because again, that would also make sense. Increasing the... Why can't we jump over that bridge? Is there an invisible wall there? Really? There's an invisible wall on this bridge. Why is that a thing? Why does this bridge have an invisible wall? What? What? Love a good invisible wall. Okay, let's run round the pillar at the front then. Oh, we can't because we're body blocked. Okay, cool. Let's just stand here then. Yeah, that's really weird, that. Tom Chillington was infamous for playing a Frost Mage. Yeah, that's... yeah. Ooh, back in the good days. I remember them proudly. Or fondly, should I say. Pudding Tay, if you're not mistaken, they made changes to some AoE abilities. If the same one is used, then the one with the most damage wins out or takes precedence. Yeah, no, I think that is the case, and the weak one will be overrode, or overwritten, right? This would not affect the server, I don't think, because some AoE abilities would be useless. Yeah, I'm not too sure, to be fair. Invisible Wall prevents people from targeting down into the BO unfairly. Oh! I mean, I guess that makes sense. Is there an invisible wall here? You're joking. I don't like invisible walls. Oh, there's one there as well. Oh, wow, okay. So you've really got to take the staircase down there. Okay. Interesting. I'm guessing this is specifically because there's a BO here. We don't normally have these crazy invisible walls in any other place we've been to. So I'm guessing this is because of the BO, as you say. So people can't shoot down and stuff. Have I played ESO MMO? I have played Elder Scrolls Online. Did I enjoy it? Whew. There's pros and cons to that game. Pros and cons. I'm not... How do I word this? I didn't mind the way the whole world scaled with you, because it meant that all content in the game was kind of relevant. We're doing a terrible job healing here. We'll get people res the best we can. He's now taking the res, good. Yeah, I didn't mind that the zones scaled with you. I kind of enjoyed doing their version of public quests to get gear. I thought that was quite a nice system. It meant that I could kind of, you know what I mean, go to a public quest, get free gear, and then it also meant that no matter what level I was in, I think this is how the game works. It's been a while since I played it, or at least once I was max level, say, if the meta changed, it didn't bother me that much because I could just go to the zone and grind for the new gear set. I don't mind the fact that they have ESO Plus, because every game on a legit server needs to have an income, or that game's going to fail. So I don't mind paying for a monthly sub on a computer game, as long as the game's good. And at the time, I think ESO was kind of good. That when I played it, at least. We're all dead here. Oh, why is everyone just stood around body blocking each other? And we're going to go down here because of the invisible walls are going to save us, I think. I hope. Unless this is a dead end, in which case we've just killed ourselves. It doesn't look like it is a dead end. Where are we? That's a door. We can probably go through that door. Is he not going to be able to hit me still? Oh, this guy's coming for my ass. This is a dead end. Well, apparently he didn't see us, even though he did see me. Is this not like a shortcut over here or something? No? Can we go up this little piece of wood? We've been spied. Oh, I'm stuck in the floor now as well, which is banging. We're just going to pretend that he's not shooting us. Okay, we're dead here, that's fine. Yeah, I didn't mind that you could go and grind different gear from Public Quest. I thought that was pretty cool. The ESO Plus, as I say, I don't mind the monthly subscription. I don't, you know what I mean? It's fine. The game has to make an income, otherwise the game shuts down. I get it. But the ESO Plus to get the gatherable or crafting bag, I thought that was an absolute piss take. You've basically made the game with an unlimited crafting bag, and then you have removed that functionality and then charged people for it. That put me off playing that game completely. So I only stuck around for a month. I'm the kind of person in MMOs that wants to gather every single gatherable, who isn't... If this game had like mining and stuff and loads of mining nodes and veins to obviously smash into, and there was 10 here, but I only had this amount of, or you know, one bag, I would want to hit every single of these mining nodes. And then if I could also gather some flowers over there, I'd also want to gather them flowers. But in ESO, your bag space is so limited that you can't do that. So fair, I ended up immediately getting ESO Plus because of that crafting bag. But you've basically made the game and then removed functionality and charged people for it, which I think is, as I say, I think that's an absolute piss take. You shouldn't be able to do that. If it wasn't for that crafting bag, I wouldn't have paid for ESO Plus. So again, I do understand you've got to make it worthwhile to sub to the game, otherwise what's the point of subbing? But again, my understanding was if you sub to that game, you had all DLC except the current or most recently released DLC for that game. The way that they would be able to fix that is just stop charging people for a one-time purchase of DLC and make it, you get ESO Plus, you get all the DLCs, done, easy. And then everybody gets that crafting bag. But then I guess people wouldn't get ESO Plus because they're getting it for that crafting bag. I'm sure you get other things through doing that, but yeah, that crafting bag was the only good thing in my opinion. And this was after they destroyed the World versus World PvP. Because I played... Wait, hang on, that's a different game. That's Guild Wars 2, isn't it? Yes, that's Guild Wars 2 I was thinking of just then with the WVWVW PvP. But they also tank that in Guild Wars 2. But going back to ESO, sorry. Yeah, before they destroyed Kyridil? Yeah, Kyridil, I think that's how you pronounce that. I would have played, I think... Yeah, I just got those two games muddled up very briefly with the PvP system. I played Guild Wars 2 on release, took a massive, many-year break, and then I recently played Guild Wars 2, I think, last year or the year before. ESO, I never played that on launch, and I played that, again, maybe, say, 2 years ago for a month. The PvP in that game was very fun. I enjoyed the PvP as janky as it was. I thought the PvP in that game had kind of a good foundation. But I did often find that some games, I would be able to 3-hit people, give or take, that's an over-exaggeration, but I'd be able to stomp on people and not die very often at all. And then in other games, like in the Battlegrounds and stuff, I guess, or whatever they're called in ESO, in other games people would like just 2-hit me with a spell. And I didn't understand how people were hitting me for so much damage. Again, being new to that game, you know, you're going to run into issues, knowledge gap, etc. But yeah, I found that to be kind of weird, that some games we would just demolish people, and then in other games we would just get demolished, even though I hadn't changed my build, I hadn't changed anything. So the PvP in that, as fun as it was a bit janky. Siege castles with 3 different siege equipment and pushing other castles to crown. Crown the Empire on your faction before the other 2 factions decide to team up against you with a rush. I mean, the PvP that I experienced in that, as I say, Cyrodiil? Not sure. Let's call it Cyrodiil. The only PvP I experienced in that month of doing that was running around in a small group of like 6 and capturing, I guess, like capturing flags, capturing BOs or whatever. And then 2 or 3 people would spawn out of a door and just wipe our entire 6-man team. Or was that Guild Wars 2? No, that was Guild Wars 2. Yeah, okay, I'm getting these two muddled up. In ESO, you've got just the one big map of PvP, haven't you? With loads of little keeps jotted around. And in Guild Wars 2, you could pick multiple different world versus world versus world maps, couldn't you? That, I think, is correct, so I'm getting that confused. In ESO, what is this frame rate? Good lord. Let me just alt-tab real quick. I'll set myself to follow on this guy. What is happening to my PC right now? Just give me 1 second. I'm just going to alt-tab. Frame rate's going to decrease. I'm expecting this to be my temps. We're about to get in combat, aren't we? This sucks. I'm guessing the frame rate drop here is because it's having to load in all of the models of their characters. Have we got more people? I mean, we're just spamming AoE heal. Okay, we're dead. What's going on here? No, my temps are fine. We're not using onboard graphics, are we? No? Okay, back in game. I feel like this game has a memory leak. So we recently upgraded a bunch of parts on the PC. Before we did that, it was a very old machine, etc. With some parts. And we had horrendous frame rate issues and stuff. But rebooting the client fixed that. With the new setup we've got going on, this should not be lagging at all. We should not have frame rate issues. So my understanding here is, I thought it was the PC parts that we were using, like the graphics card, the GPU. We're using a 10th series NVIDIA card, which makes sense, because it was very old. But we're now using a 40 series, so this should not have any FPS decreases. So I'm pretty certain this is a memory leak. It was never the old PC. Hello. Right, sorry, let's get caught up with chat. You started playing this game. Oh, Ark, how are you finding it? One question so I don't get scuffed. Is Magus any good? We've not played that class at all. We've only played the Zealot, and I'm kind of new myself to an extent. We've been playing for how long? 7 days, 5 hours. So we're kind of new-ish. Magus, I don't like the fact that, I mean, if we have a quick look at our current party setup, we currently don't have one in the party. Unless I'm blind. No, we don't have one in the party. We also don't have any sorcerers in the party. But I don't like the fact that as a Magus you don't get a mount. You just ride around on a disc and you look kind of silly. There's one. Look how silly he looks. Just floating on his disc. I mean, he looks like he's got a cool helmet on. Can we just inspect that guy? I mean, he's got a cool looking helmet. I guess when it comes to classes in this game, the way I kind of look at it is, which class do you think looks the coolest? Because they've all got roles. They've all got, you know what I mean? It's never going to be a case of like, oh, this guy's in pretty good gear as well. Probably best in slot gear. Has he got the Triumph jewelry? No. Yeah, so this is basically what you're going to look like in game if you wanted to play a Magus. But yeah, the actual class itself, I don't really know what they do. They're just basically spellcasters, right? And sorry, I'll catch up on chat again. Thought process, I just go off on tangents all the time. Peril is massive. Yeah, that's the massive map. Yeah, so when I was saying about the PvP and stuff, I think I was leaning towards my memories of Guild Wars 2, where the actual, like, the world PvP, I guess, as opposed to Battleground PvP. The Battleground PvP was still fun on Guild Wars 2 when I went back to that game. But the world PvP seemed to be overhauled and terrible. I remember the Guild Wars 2 PvP of kind of being similar to the ESOs, where you've just got one big map, and it was just really populated and crazy. It was just always popping off. But I think when I then went back to Guild Wars 2, as I say, end of last year perhaps, or sorry, 2 years ago maybe, that wasn't the case. And instead you had like loads of different mini maps to select, and it was a bit all over the place. I didn't enjoy it. But the ESO world map stuff, I didn't do a massive amount of the PvP there, just because I was quite low level for a lot of it. We did end up hitting max level, and then what class did we play? We played a tank class. Was it like a Dragon Knight or something? Something like that, I guess. I'm trying to even remember the abilities it had now. It could make it have one of the abilities put loads of spikes on our body, if that helps and rings a bell to you. Maybe like a Flame Dragon Knight or something like that. And then we also went down the path of being a werewolf as well. And that was when I think the latest DLC for that game, you could get a ring called something like Oaken Soul or Oak Soul or something that made you only have one action bar. We couldn't get that ring because we didn't have that DLC, but that was like for werewolf builds, I think. That was meant to be like a best in slot ring at the time. So we were going to be trying to get that DLC and get aiming for that, but in the end we come away from the game instead. Dragon Knight, yeah, that's the class we were playing, yeah. Oh, and thank you, Rakan, in chat for letting people know about the Magus class. Because again, as a new player, I'm a little bit uncertain about the classes in the game. Personally, for me, as I say, if it's about graphics and you just want to look kind of cool, for me at least, these Black Orc tank classes, I think these have the best graphics in the game. Maybe not this guy because he's got a big keg on his back, which is an event item. But I do think that the orcs in this look crazy good. Even choppers look pretty cool, to be fair. I just like their... can we inspect this guy? Yeah. I just like the fact... I mean, I don't know why this is off screen. I don't know if I can move this window in around either. I don't think I can. But I just really like the fact they've got these huge shoulders, spikes everywhere, big skull heads. It just... Again, I know it's obviously, what, mythic IP? But it does stay true to the Warhammer stuff. And yeah, the orcs in this look crazy cool. I'm not that big on the elves. Like this guy. I think this guy looks ridiculous. Like the armor set and stuff for the elves in this game, just... That's not appealing to me at all. Shield's cool. But yeah... And it's the same for the Order side. I think the elves in this game just... They don't look very good in my opinion, but it is what it is. Always restart the client every few hours. Yeah, so if you're saying to restart the client every few hours, that does indicate that there's a... oh, we're dead here. That does indicate there's a memory leak in the client. Which I've said before on stream. I don't know why they'd make new content if there's a memory leak in the client. The main priority should be fixing the memory leak, if they're able to do such a thing. It's a shame that we're all wiped here. I'm only healing 2 people. Oh, that's good. Am I stood in fire? I'm stood in fire. Get a shield on him immediately, cool. Start getting everyone res real quick as we finish reading chat. We should have been resing the shamans first, because they can also res, I'm stupid. Don't know where he's died. Oh, everyone's resed, good. He's dead over there somewhere. We're probably not going to be able to res that guy. There's order in the way. Magus is very strong ranged or up close with gear. Lots of abilities, and the pet is strong as well. Definitely worth trying. Oh yeah, they've got that little purple pet thing, haven't they? That little ghost thing. That no one seems to have out at the moment. Even though there's definitely, what, 2 Magus? I mean, if anything, playing the chosen characters, or the chaos characters, like the Zealot, the chosen, I'd rather not have a horse as a mount. I mean, at the moment we're using a event mount because we got that for another 9 days, but it's still a horse. And horse is the most boring mount in any MMO I've played. Very boring mount. So at some point, I mean, a shaman would have been more up my alley, I think. Having a little a wolf mount. Same as Squiggirders, actually, yeah. So just bear with me a second. Cat's going crazy, clawing up the walls for some reason. Losing his mind. Pet's got insane range, and you can teleport to it. Oh, I didn't know you could teleport to your pet as a Magus. That's kind of crazy. That kind of sets you up for some insane plays, where you look like you're running away or something, and then actually we're attacking from behind. We're doing a terrible job healing today. We're not normally this bad as being a healer. I swear, I promise. Oh, we could have rezzed him then. Was he just insta-died again? No, he's got a res in him. There we go, right, let's get some AoE heals out. Get these guys topped off. The body blocking, I felt that. He tried to get past me and he couldn't. I'm guessing we pushed, we're getting body blocked. Again, we'll try and get people rezzed the best we can. We will be that res bot for everyone. We're still on fire again. We shouldn't be rezzing people when we're still on fire. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, let's get you rezzed in. Oh, you've died to fire again instantly. Oh, my bad. Oh, and I wonder if you can't get out of this tunnel. We were suggesting that we want to be blocking this tunnel. We'll backline healer this though. What's the mirror class for the Magus? Is that the White Lion class? Or is White Lion Marauder? I think White Lion's Marauder, isn't it? That's not going to hit anybody, I don't think. We probably just want to get him dots on people here, actually. Or hops on people, sorry. Oh, they are taking a beating. Probably not the play to res a Marauder right at the back, but it is what it is. Better that you're alive than not, I guess. They are pushing hard. He's about to die. Now we get to see if we can get out of this tunnel, I guess. I don't even know if we can. Oh, as if I interrupted that. That was definitely casted. You're having a laugh. Oh yeah, we dead here. Has he got any range? He can throw an axe at me, right? Oh, we missed. We missed the dismount. Happy days. This is where he's actually just lagged and he's on top of me. I guess we can get out this way. We missed that, I think. I mean, I'll try. I'm not DPS at all, but I'll try. Those turrets are doing a lot of damage. How's that work? They seem to smash me. White Line and Mara are unique, but they share a a lot of the same brawler roles. Wait, wasn't there just 2 engineers there? No idea. We're getting out of here. But they share the same role of behavior, okay. Or brawler, sorry. Role of a brawler. Oh, engineer, of course, yeah, because they put down the turrets. Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of, to be fair. I don't know why I went for the White Line. I guess because he's got a pet, so I was thinking, oh yeah, that must be the same. Where does this put us? Oh, right up here, okay. Interesting. More complex mirror. White Lion. Can't think what SW is. Oh, Shadow. No, I was going to say Shadow Warrior, but I don't think that's a class called Shadow Warrior, right? Oh, there is Shadow Warrior. Squiggled it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, terminology. I'm not quite up to date with the terminology yet of all the classes. Some of the other classes I don't even know what they're called. There's an FPS drop just because it's loading in these guys. Yeah, my temps are fine. Nothing's overheating. Nothing's going crazy. Oh yeah, Squiggo's got the pet on our side, hasn't it? Yeah, as you say, same as the White Lion. And then Shadow Warrior has stances like the Marauder. Need to play around with a Marauder, I think, to see how these stances work. Again, every class we need to make and basically play around with, I think, at this point. So we can actually understand, as I say, how they all function and how they all work. I've not paid attention to in-game chat at all this entire time, so I'm not really sure what's been going on. We've just been following everybody else, trying to heal people, I guess. I don't think we've missed anyone mentioning Hunter's Vale either. Again, the chat only goes so far, so it's not like we can see what we've missed in the last 10 minutes or so, but yeah. Squigger is a beast, and the DPS output is super fast and deadly, kind of OP. The Shadow Warrior is the weakest class in the game for sure. The devs refuse to put in the work for a few changes. I mean, the Shadow Warriors that we've come across, other than the occasional crazy crit we've received from them, we've been able to kind of 1v1 all of them as a healer. Maybe not to the death because other people get involved and stuff, but we've never really felt in a 1v1 scenario versus a Shadow Warrior. This is insane FPS. Yeah, we're going to have to reboot the client soon. But yeah, I do kind of agree with what you said there in terms of Shadow Warriors kind of sucking. Because I felt that pretty much from the get-go. Even in Tier 1 they weren't very good, to be fair. They're always a class we could absolutely, you know what I mean, not be scared of running into. We're going to have to play like we used to do, where we have to look at a wall to have a good frame rate at the moment. Are they pushing us? I don't know. We're all going to the keep, apparently. Oh, unless we're about to push and we're going to the keep to grab a what you call it, maybe. A year ago, they used to one-shot people with one of their arrow abilities. Oh yeah, so that's probably where the nerfs have come from, right? If they're able to just one-shot people. Yes, they're very squishy. If they have a healer with them, they can be an issue, but not for long. The dots can hurt. But the distance they have, that makes them just free renown. Yeah, I thought this as well, because again, I don't know how we're meant to play this class, but if we go against a Shadow Hunter, we will be on top of them in melee, basically. And we kind of do that to most classes. Especially when he has to rely on the line of sight. I mean, I know I do as well, but yeah. I'll be trying to line of sight him way more and being stood on top of him way more than he's trying to get good line of sight on me, generally speaking. Again, we've probably not gone against very good players for the I already forgot what they're called. The archers on their side. Good lord, terrible with this. I've also noticed that squig herders are really squishy as well. So that would kind of make sense. They're able to put out some crazy DPS, but they're also quite squishy. Normally, squig herders, unless they're in their squig form, their melee form, we see them die and drop really quick, to be fair. Oh, because they had a passive that caused the arrow to ignore all resistances. That's interesting you have mentioned that. Because in the healer PTR patch, Zealots are getting a talent, not a talent, a tactic that makes Scrouge ignore all resistances. So I wonder if that tactic is going to be overpowered as hell. And that's when we stack int talisman and we go proper glass cannon build and we just spam this and 3 at people. Again, assuming that comes through onto the live patch, it might not. That could be an interesting build or an interesting take on the DPS side of things. It is, yeah, 2-second cast time. Yeah, this one. Power lashes out and inflicts currently 431 corporeal damage. But as I said, there's a tactic that puts that gives this bypass immunity or bypass resistances. Oh, so the scaling isn't that big. Oh, so this is similar to like how WoW would have done it in vanilla. Instant cast gains say like 13%, 1 second cast gains 25%, 2 second cast 33%, but if it's like a 6 second cast, it gains 100% of your like I forgot what the word and terminology is for that now. Yeah, 3 second cast time with massive scaling. Yeah, okay. Again, this is something we're probably going to test though. We do want to play more of a hybrid build, it's just we've not been able to figure out a good hybrid build yet. Still playing around with the talent trees and stuff like that. We got ourselves a ram. I do wonder though, how good that could be. Oh, does that not change the tooltip? Oh, that kind of sucks. I was expecting jumping into Harbouring of Doom to change the tooltip to increase its damage, seeing as we've now gained a bunch more in. Doesn't look like it changes the tooltip, that kind of sucks. Is what it is, okay. I mean, even then, gaining like, what, 500 in only increased our spell damage by 100 by the looks of things. Take your tactics, there should be a tactic that boosts your dot and gives your tick something like 20% chance to improve the Scrouge cast. Oh, it's a, on tick it allows our Scrouge to be instant cast currently, which I don't think is very good. The PTR changes to that tactic are going to make it so instead of it being every tick of our warping reality, what's it called? Yeah, warp reality, sorry. Every tick of this allows Scrouge to be instacast, or has a chance on tick to cause it to be instacast. That's changing to this is going to deal 0%, 10%, 20%, 30%, etc. per tick. So it's going to scale the damage per tick, and it has and the same tactic that's going to scale this damage makes our Scrouge ignore resistance. That's what the tactic's going to change into. But I'm pretty certain the tactic you have mentioned is Powered Alteration? No, that's Leaping Alteration. Screwed Roping? Yeah, 10% more damage. Every tick of damage has a 20% chance to make the next Scrouge cast within 10 seconds instant cast. Don't think that's very good. Don't think that's worth taking. I mean, for DPS, perhaps, but this is the tactic that they're changing. So instead of it having, yeah, as I say, dealing 10% more damage in every tick gives a 20% chance to instacast the 2-second ability. This is now just going to tick for more damage every tick, starting with 0% more damage on the initial tick, and then 10% for every additional tick. Don't know if that scales up to 40% then stops, or just continuously scales until it ends. And then in addition to that, Scrouge doesn't have it's Scrouge, isn't it? Scourge? Keep calling it Scrouge, to be fair. I don't read tooltips. I have a quick browse and go, this is what it's called. Cool. Yeah, it's going to make that not instacast, but ignore all resistances. It absolutely could with the new PTR test. Sorry, PTR patch. They're also allowing. I can't show you because I don't have the. I can't look at talent trees on the fly. But they're also doing a bunch of stuff. We discussed a little bit yesterday, to be fair, when the servers went offline. I know they're moving the Ravens from a, what is it, 11 point in the second tree to a 9 point in the first tree. Didn't we just get a siege here? Have they already destroyed it? I guess so. And we're all now banging out to Dragon Wake. So here, we'll go to Dragon Wake as well, then I guess. I can't even talk to this thing. There we go. That's Empire, right? No? We'll ping over to Dragon Wake. Again, this, I guess we've banged out because I thought the game had crashed then, but it hasn't. Because the siege had been destroyed, I guess, so it's like, alright, let's all bail. Right here, because we need to reboot the client, we will just stand over here. And we will just take 5 minutes real quickly, grab a coffee, etc. And then when we get back, we'll reboot the client and continue smashing on. Is that picked over? Yeah, cool. Alright. Cheers everyone, back in 5. Got ourselves back in game, that should be enough. OBS should pick that up fine. And Pudding Tea, I'm sorry you're AFK. The arrow did bypass all resistances. Other class gets similar things. WE gets bypass armor, etc. Okay. The only people that got one shot by them way back in the day was poorly geared folks. They knee-jerk the nerfs so hard, they never had a chance to be any better. But the devs here do that all the time, so nothing new. Yeah, there seems to be a little bit of hate on the devs for this, to be fair. Occasionally. The healer patch that they're doing, there seems to be quite a lot of hate with the healer patch as well. In terms of a lot of people mentioning that the healers were kind of in a good place. So there was no need for this healer patch to be hitting. The reworks for some of the classes, like the warrior priest, seem to be excessive. So as I say, it's one of these. Again, as a new player, I don't really know. I have no basis to go off. But my understanding from a few people who mentioned this in chat before was that they push out a patch. A bunch of people stop playing because they've butchered the game with said patch, and then they spend all their time promoting some event, and then they pull in loads of new players. And that's exactly kind of what happened to us with the Twitch drop patch. We were unaware this was even a private server at first. We saw they had some Twitch drops going on. We saw that the game was popping off with like 1,000, 1,200 players. So we obviously jumped in, and we've been here ever since, to be fair. Yeah. And it does look like they are making some good changes, especially with some PvE content upcoming with the roadmap. The healer patch, again, I feel like some of it's a bit weird. Some of it seems to be, you know what I mean, making more of an active playstyle for some classes, specifically the Zealot class, with the way they are changing up the rituals. Again, I don't know if that's needed or not, but the way I understand the Zealot class is everyone specs the exact same way because there's one build that is just insane. And also with this ritual, this procs all of our tactics basically. So we pop down a ritual and we can AFK and the ritual does all the work for us. Maybe not to that extent, but also kind of at the same time. Side door, right? Yeah. And does this keep being destroyed yet? We're probably going to die if we go in here. Oh no. We're, is this our keep? Oh, we're sieging them. Oh, I should really pay attention. We have just rebooted the client as well, so we're probably not going to get any contribution for this. Oh. Where are we? We're all the way down there. That sucks that we're not with the warband, but it is what it is, I guess. And we'll keep our eyes peeled for a Hunter's Vale run, because we really want to be doing Hunter's Vale ASAP. So we'll ask some guild for now. And then we'll just chill around. FPS wise though, yeah, a reboot with the client. Again, it's still a bit hiccupy over here. Because you know, it's an old game, there's a lot of people here. They've got a warband defending, possibly two. We've got a couple of warbands attacking. Makes sense that the FPS is a little bit crap around here. But yeah, a reboot definitely has improved everything. So my understanding with that is there's a memory leak in the client. Again, I thought it was the old rig we're on, but clearly not. Putting people for 4.4k in Sov gear, or with Sov gear. I mean, again, I'd like to see how how this ability functions if it ignores all resistances. But yeah, we did jump on the PTR, we made a Zealot, we set up the gear, set up the build, and then they patched the game, and then we jumped back in the PTR after the patch, and it completely broke the whole UI of our game, where nothing had windows anymore. So we'd bring up our bags, and this would just be a white box, and we couldn't do anything. Mousing over all the tooltips, nothing worked. So we haven't gone back on the PTR because that patch broke us. And I spent well, I didn't spend ages, but I spent enough time changing it all up and stuff that I just, you know, can't bother to do that again. I don't even know if the PTR is still accessible, to be fair. It probably is until it actually gets released, right? And we'll just spam DPS here. Because we relogged, as I say, we're probably not going to get any contribution for this, so... But even here, not DPS spec'd. I mean, we're critting 600s, which isn't great. Again, I'm guessing he's got a load of debuffs on him, so his resistances have been reduced and everything else. Oh. Hi, guys. Targeting the wrong guy. There we are. It's hitting people hard, not one-shotting folks. For example, that the Marauder pull just worked a bit too well. And you got a history of a knee-jerk nerfs. A bit more time invested, they could have made it a class to play again. Don't forget, which else? WE? What's going on there? Where's the Lord gone? Oh, he's up there, okay. Yeah, not paying attention, I'm reading Twitch chat, it is what it is. And we'll continue not paying attention while we read Twitch chat, I think. Don't forget WE's bypass armor, hit really hard as well. Not 4.5k, which I never say, but they can do 2 to 3k. What a puzzle would normally only overserved guilds complained about it. One about spot and yeah, how are people puzzle, yeah. And yeah, I guess if they've also got armor reduction abilities, the Witch Elves, in addition to bypassing armor on here, doesn't strength do something like that as well? Oh, and that's just block and parry strike through. Does initiative do armor penetration? No, it's weapon skill, isn't it? Yeah, armor pen with weapon skill. So I guess as well, if you were playing like a Witch Elf, for example, that already has armor pen, if you were to stack weapon skill instead of strength, again, there's got to be a break point where more weapon skill is actually more beneficial than adding more strength. I would imagine at some point, yeah, stacking more weapon skill than armor pen, than strength, would actually increase your DPS by a flat amount, up to a certain point. Because again, like against me, for example, defense, with only having 2.2k armor, you wouldn't need that much weapon skill to bypass all my armor, right? Although it is a percentage, so again, it depends on what skills you're using in addition to the extra weapon skill, and yeah. They're not doing keep stuff? I guess not. Hopefully he doesn't turn on the auto kick if you're too far away. Back in the day, they could pull on the run and it worked through walls. Jesus. And they made a change and fixed the LOS, which was needed, but they can still use it and then start running away and you pull not much further. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, and then, as Rockins mentioned, All used to work through wars as a bug that lasted a month. Same bug applied to other ranged abilities on other classes. I'm pretty certain with the healer patch they've changed some line of sight stuff, or maybe a patch a month ago they edited how line of sight worked, or line of sight checks worked. So it used to, perhaps when I was using this ability, it never used to line of sight check until it was just about to cast. But now I think they've changed it so it checks it 3 times, start of the cast, middle of the cast, and end of the cast or something. A little bit unsure, but yeah. Line of sight issue. Yeah, and as I say, that there are going to be definitely bugs in the game. I mean, they're running on basically free code, right? So they're not going to have full access to all the code. Some issues are going to stay longer in the game than others. And I'm also pretty certain that they're not going to be able to change everything because they don't have full access to all the code of the game. I hope that hit. Basically, to the edge of the wall and enemies ranged abilities on you. You move behind the wall and the abilities still fire off. Yeah, that's... I mean, isn't that how... If you've ever played, again, Vanilla WoW, and probably... Is the game just broke? The sound is messed up again. Anyway, that's how arcane missiles worked, right? But that was obviously how it was meant to work in Vanilla WoW. So you'd pop arcane missiles, and then the guy would run behind the wall, but they'd still get hit with arcane missiles because it didn't. It never rechecked line of sight. What is this debuff in front of me? Oh, I'm gaining morale faster. We don't really have a morale ability to use because I've switched out the first one for a heal, which I don't think I should have. I feel like I need to get the other morale ability on. This one. God, that's really good. Especially when we're doing keeps. So we'll switch that on, the morale ability, after this. Yeah, no, arcane missiles was meant to work that way, but that's... Do you know what I mean? In terms of this game, that's how it was bugged in this game for most abilities, I think, is what you were saying before, yeah. Until they've recently, well, not recently, but there was a recent patch that also did this. Where, yeah, they would basically work like arcane missiles did, but that's a bug. At least in this game, yeah. Now, I remember on the, for arcane missiles, you'd deliberately get people quite low, and then start using arcane missiles, because then they'd run behind a pillar. Oh, I'm low health, let me run behind this pillar, and then you just murder them with arcane missiles, yeah. Because people didn't realise it would still track you. Still in combat? There we go. We'll switch off that. That didn't work. That still hasn't worked. Why can't we change our morale ability? Why is that not letting us... Is that because we have morale, so we can't change it because we currently have it available? Now can we change it? Oh, now it's changed. Okay, so it was because we already had enough bar to fill up that morale one. So in order for us to stop or not exploit it and quickly change it or something, okay. Vanilla WoW to be, sorry, I always read TBC as to be confirmed, but that is obviously the Burning Crusade, isn't it? I started to say to be confirmed. Can we mark you? Yep, good. Burning Crusade and Wrath of the Lich King. Have the spellcasting mechanic that allows your spells to fire off if enemies move straight away. Ooh, yeah, we did play Burning Crusade. We thought that was a very good patch. The arena was a bit janky back then because everyone used. I say everyone. I played a warrior, but everyone was basically in the 2v2 arena at least. Everyone was warrior, resto druid. And everyone was using that skill herald, as everyone used to call it, I think, that mace, that used to proc its stun at something like a 30% proc rate, even though it was meant to have a 5% proc rate. So everyone was just stun locking people with maces back in the day. That was a fun patch. I think that was the fourth season, give or take, for Burning Crusade Arena. It may have even been the second season onwards, to be fair. and then everyone switched to the executioner weapons, or not weapons, but executioner buffs, enchants, to mitigate armor. I think that's how that works. Again, it's been a while since I played all that. And then obviously after Lich King, or during Lich King, I banged out, and I've not touched retail since, pretty much. You forgot to mention something, since I thought other people explained it to you. Disable in-game sound while you are running in warbands. Oh. Wait, so... But surely disabling all sounds isn't going to be good, right? We're still in DPS mode. I mean, if we disabled all sounds here, we'd have no sound at all, right? I mean, surely they should just fix that memory leak and not have people have to do all this crazy stuff. I mean, even graphic settings. We've had to like turn off people's nameplates. We've had to make all the graphics super low because otherwise, again, there's just horrendous lag everywhere you go. Again, the game's not very well optimized considering it's been a private server since what, 2008 or something, or 2000. I want to say 2003 to be fair. Maybe not a private server since then, but didn't the servers, legit servers, go offline in 2003? And the sound loop doesn't bother me that much. I'm aware of it when we do keeps and stuff, because again, there's so much going on. But yeah, if that's also causing us to basically, like, you know what I mean? Gold bag bonus has been consumed, so that's obviously pity roll. But yeah, if that's causing us to go into some sort of crazy lag mode where we have to reboot the client just because we have the in-game audio on, that's kind of bananas to my brain. And Puddle. Oh, Puddin, sorry. I was about to call you Puddle then, but yeah. You remember being pulled through the floor in a key when the pull got started? Really? Back up out of it, line of sight, and then still get pulled down. Ugh. No, unless you can easily, I see like 2 to 7 purple laser beams. Yeah, that's kind of funny, being able to be pulled through a floor. Did anyone in guild even respond to me HVing? I guess not. Before the game is not poorly optimized, it's just the RR devs, private server, are just adding too much bloat up into the client at the expense of players. Yeah, that's not great. Yeah, that kind of sucks to be fair. Some of the add-ons as well in this game, like enemy, specifically for the warband unit frames, I don't know why that isn't in the base install of the game. That is something else that we've mentioned multiple times throughout the last 20 or so streams of this game. Where some of the add-ons are so required, in my opinion, now. Because at first we had some people pop in and when we had no add-ons and say that we're basically gimping ourselves by not having certain add-ons, and we're making the game much harder for ourselves because we don't have add-ons. I didn't really agree with that, and I thought that was kind of extreme. But now that we've actually played around with add-ons, we understand that that is absolutely correct. Like the default unit frames, if you move them in the middle of your screen and they're nicely positioned, so you know they're in a nice line, you've made it all nice and look cool, if they get more than 3 debuffs on them, the actual unit frame just starts to rise upon your screen, and it's the most infuriating and worst unit frames I've ever used in any game, the default ones in this game. If they're in the top left hand corner, they're fine, they work fine. But if you move into the middle of your screen, Jesus Christ, what is going on? They just dance around your screen because of the amount of debuffs they have, and then they never return to lining up perfectly again. So you constantly have to edit the UI, sorry, move it down again, and then, oh, you've tabbed onto someone with 6 debuffs, now it's three meters up compared to your other one. Like, oh, they're having like pure as default unit frames. I don't know why they just don't remove the normal unit frames and just force everybody to use these, because they're so much better. Same with the raid frames. Everybody should just have these as default for the warband frames. Because the default ones, again, they're not the best, they're not the worst either, to be fair. You can get by with the default warband frames, but they're not pretty, they're not great. There's the gold bag, we'll go grab that, because people are AFKing for 2 minutes, I think. And then, what I was saying earlier in terms of this gold bag, I appreciate he's probably not in chat anymore. But here we can start grabbing the Vanquisher gear if we wanted to. Which is willpower wounds, 20% chance to recover 35 AP on casting a heal, 5% healing critical chance, and on hit or direct heal, 5% should reduce the build times by 25%. So technically here, we could start grabbing the Vanquisher gear, which is more expensive than the 40 Warcrests. So here would actually be saving Warcrests if we wanted the Vanquisher gear. But we don't. Let me actually just alt-tab real quick. Again, frames will drop as I do this real fast. You're not going to be able to see any of this. I just need to quickly jump on their website and just quickly scan over the gear sets. Because there was a gear set I was looking at thinking, oh, we could grab that, that'll be a good set. It wasn't the Ruin set, that's low level. It wasn't the Triumph set, I don't think, no. Oppressor set. Oh, it was the Oppressor set. Yeah, okay. Back in game. Cool. So we want the Warcrest, we don't want Vanquisher. And then there's 3 gold. We'll go with the 40 Warcrests. Yeah, so the Oppressor set, that might be a good set to grab if we really wanted to be doing a bit more of a hybrid DPS kind of thing. I don't even know where you get that from, to be fair. That'll sell. That may also sell. No, they're not gonna. You can have Gen Cloak at 39. And at 19, I'm pretty sure. Oh, actually, no, that will probably sell. We'll leave that. The rest of them won't sell. And what about people using? Oh yeah, that's a sound loop. I've read that a little bit. Poorly optimized, yeah. Oh, so this UI, this is one that we've made ourselves basically. We've kind of turned off everything because we don't like having loads of clutter on the screen. It's the main reason why I don't use a webcam. I don't have, you know what I mean, the top left-hand corner, some big sub goal, 0 out of this, and some big follower goal, and some, do you know what I mean? I don't have any crap on my screen. I like to have it as clean as possible. The actual UI itself, there is an issue here because on profiles we have one profile set up for this, but if we use this profile on a brand new character, it won't be this profile that you can see, because for some reason I must have accidentally moved the files somewhere within the same directory, so there's like an overlapping folder or something that I need to sort out, and then I'm going to publish this, or put it online and put it on the forums. Because as I say, a few people have popped in the channel and asked me like, oh, where'd you download the UI from? It's not downloaded at all, to be fair. And the actual warband frames, we downloaded obviously enemy, but then on the forums, on the add-on section, I believe it's one of the top posts on page 2, Moosey has done these add-on frames, or has set all these up basically, and that person has set them up for every healer, or just if you're a tank, just a default class basically. So you've got like the default class, you can download their profile, which is any order, any chaos player, or if you're playing a specific healer for destruction side, I don't think they've done the order side yet, you can just download their add-ons or download their profile, and then you're going to have all these nice icons and stuff. Like, for example, when we buff people, which when we get to the keep, we will buff people, and I'll sort of go into it a little bit more. I need to make a YouTube video of it, to be fair, because there's a few changes you have to make. AFK for a minute. Yeah, no worries at all, Pudding. But yeah, as I say, if we do mute the audio, then it's just going to be silent and just me rambling on, isn't it? As I say, the sound looping and stuff, that doesn't actually bother me, and it only happens ever so often. It doesn't, as I say, it doesn't really bother me. I don't know if it's giving me FPS dips, or if it's causing, again, further memory leaks where we have to reboot the client quicker. But the actual sound being a bit off every now and then when we fight the Keep Lords, because it only happens when we are stood DPSing the Keep Lord or the Fortress Lord. Otherwise, it doesn't happen. We don't ever get the sound cue like messing up. It's specifically when there's, do you know what I mean, multiple warbands all DPSing one guy at a time. You'll hear the grunts and the weapon noises and the skill sounds and stuff, and then it will just get rid of one of those sound cues. So you just no longer hear grunts, for example, and it's a bit like, huh, what's just happened? I just clocked somebody asking for HV as a healer. We'll see if that guy starts getting a party up, and if he does, we'll bang out of this and go HV. But yeah, if I had music playing in the background, I wouldn't be that bothered about disabling all the audio. But because we don't have any music in the background, and I do occasionally take pauses, you know what I mean? Occasionally my brain, it needs a few seconds just to catch up with what I've just said and stuff. Get lost in myself. So occasionally there will be like gaps, and I don't like the sound of that, to be fair. Don't like the sound of accidentally having gaps in the stream. Oh, and also, Racken, to be fair, you don't need to at my name when you're chatting. You can keep doing it. It's absolutely fine. I do, generally speaking, try and read all the chat. We are only like a you know, low viewership channel at the moment. We've not been streaming for too long. So generally speaking, I do try and make sure I cover all of chat that I'm seeing. And if I do think like I've missed something, I will go back and you know, scroll through the chat and make sure I've read it. I guess when we if we become a bigger or have a bigger audience, that might be where you need to start adding me, because I'll get lost in what I'm talking about, chat will move a bit quicker, etc. But yeah, at the moment, yeah, I should be catching everything that's being said. But you're all good either way. Either or. And unless we're about to get backdoored by somebody, it kind of looks like we're smashing this. Not much going on. I mean, it's free loot for us, I guess. We've obviously got some patrolling warbands going on. What is this? How'd you get that horn? That's one of them really annoying items that people just spam, isn't it? So this guy using a horn, that's probably going to cause some sound loops, right? That's probably going to mess my audio up. But I have seen on other people's streams that they don't have any audio, so that would actually make sense in terms of what you said, with people disabling the audio because they're in a big warband doing stuff. In fact, that makes me look kind of stupid, because I've definitely joined somebody's stream and said there's no in-game audio, and then they've turned the in-game audio on, so I'm guessing that's because they're in a warband. Yeah, doing stuff, and they've turned it off deliberately. Hey, turn your audio back on, bro. If only I had known. Why is this guy not healing? Have we just run away? No. Oh, he has run away. The warband leader has, I guess. No one else has, though. We've also currently, the tactic we're using, I don't actually think we need to be using. We've got this one, the Flash of Chaos, dealing, having 15% more crit chance. Just because we've mainly prioritised anti-crit for Renown. And obviously critting is proccing our tactics. But generally speaking, I think the ritual is the one that's proccing all the tactics and leaping alteration. So I don't think we need this tactic on anymore. So I may even respec at some point. Has Flay died? Oh, he's just rezzed, okay. I was going to go run down to see if he needed a res, but I'm guessing that means they're going to have a warband incoming in a minute. So we want to set ourselves up nicely to the side, I think, if we can get over this person, body blocked. I do enjoy the body blocking in this game, but sometimes it is a bit overkill. Especially when you go through a doorway and you're all stood on top of each other and you all sort of spawn inside each other, and then nobody can move for like a minute because you're all inside each other. I just had a dwarf mount. He must be up top, defending. Which would mean we're not covering the sides very well. Assuming they have a side door over here. Oh no, we are covering it a little bit, I guess. We do have a side door, okay. That in theory is where we should really have a warband here defending, I guess. And then we should also have a warband on the other side. Because I don't think there's going to be a back entrance unless that goes into... No, I must go into the side door. The door on, 38%. Yeah, okay. Just have some coffee real quick as we stand around doing nothing. Forgot to grab them seeds, we just destroyed them 4 seeds, I guess. Oh, and we've relogged as well, and the talisman didn't come back. So we lost the talisman because we relogged. And I'm guessing we lost some seeds because we didn't grab them before we relogged. That kind of sucks. What a weird bug. With the talisman, at least. Yeah, I really don't know why that talisman was deleted. Well, I do, because the game's not optimized. Oh dear. I wonder if I can put in a support ticket and get that wounds talisman back. Lol. Oh, it might return the mail. Maybe. Well, I hope so. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. We weren't even going to use it, to be fair. We're probably, as I say, we're just going to stick to using armor talisman and everything. The Beast-Lord Wingmantle will replace him with Veil Walker. That's the only piece of gear we're replacing now, I think. Yeah, gear-wise, because we haven't run over that for a while, I guess. Subjugate a weapon in offhand with armor talismans in. Again, we went with the 106 and not the 136. because we only have 500, well, almost 600 gold. We don't have enough gold to do that. We are also using Suffer and Evil as our DPS main hand and offhand, which when we go for a DPS or a hybrid build, we'll switch over to those two for the time being, I think. You have encountered a Slayer. Really? Really? I guess this is PvE related? We've definitely seen a Slayer in PvP, or RvR. Yeah, gear-wise. So, yeah, they're the weapons. Beast Lord. We're using 3-piece Beast Lord. Well, we will be using Beast Lord 3-piece, not 4-piece. And that's obviously pocket item, the ring, and the cloak. Which is why we put in the 136 armor into the cloak, because we're using that for a while. Sentinel. We've gone with the ring with 4% healing. Yeah, critical chance. From the soul stones. And also the helmet. So helmet, ring, and belt for Sentinel. And that's given us the 3-piece for the wounds and willpower set pieces. And then we'll go 5-piece Veil Walker, which will be shoulders, chest, gloves, boots, and accessory. At the moment we're using the 2-piece Genesis because we don't have the full Veil Walker set. Once we do, these will get changed out. We'll probably hold on to the top one for willpower wounds to make us again a bit more tanky, until we can replace this with basically a blue off the auction house. It'll be just as good, if not better. And then that's the goal anyway. 5-piece Veil Walker, 3-piece Beast Lord, 3-piece Sentinel, to try and make us a bit more tanky. Our heals will slightly suffer. Why is he naked? He's not naked, that's just a bug, okay. But yeah, that's the plan with the gear set. We will be looking, as I say, to get the Oppressor gear set, and then try a bit more of a DPS hybrid spec. But we don't want to play, do you know what I mean, try and play pure DPS, because that way, you know, we're not healing, and the whole point of the class is to heal. Offhand, or not offhand, sorry, but pocket items, obviously we've got the Book of Boom 2, but we do switch that out for the Raider's Axe for 1 AP per second, or the Spicy Troll Mushroom, if and when we need it. But generally speaking, I think at the moment, because we're mainly doing PvP, this makes more sense. If we do PvE, we normally put on the Raider's Axe for the extra AP gain. But that's the current gear setup. And obviously we've got the event item for another 46 days, and that was from the previous event, which is nice to have, but yeah. But yeah, it does look like we lost that talisman. It does look that way, at least. Unless it was there, and I've clicked it and then not taken it or something, but I don't think we did anything like that. I'm pretty sure I've just noticed the sound being a bit dodgy again here, to be fair. It is what it is, though. It doesn't bother me that much. I'd rather hear some audio in-game than not hear anything, I think. And then just be talking to myself in a quiet room. Don't really need to heal this, it's on full. Dwarfs, sorry, the oil's down as well. Yeah, it doesn't actually look like they've got anybody reinforcing or anything, except the one warband, perhaps. How many guildies online? Yeah, we've got a bunch of people online. Why does no one want to do HV? I mean, it is what it is. And then if I'm not mistaken, on this, we've completed all this now, I think. Yeah, we've done that one. We haven't done ranked because we didn't realise ranked was even a thing in this game. We've done the dungeon already. And then this we have just hit elite, I think. That's going to grab us another 75 war crests. We've done the rest of these two already. Grab the war crests on basic and advanced. Oh, and we haven't done any chapter 22 stuff. I'm pretty sure the chapter 22 is the like is the world boss, right? Like the open world boss. We've not done any of that. We did jump into Toph's stream the other day, and he was doing it, and he sort of explained how it all worked to us. But we ourselves haven't actually done any of that stuff. That could be kind of a fun little side thing to do if we can't get a group for Hunter's Vale. Onslaught set is from chapter 22 hard PQs. Onslaught. What about the? Do you know how the Oppressor set is for? Or where'd you get that from? Do you know? And how's it going, Pudding? Appreciate you lurking as you AFK. Because I think Oppressor. I think that's the next set we're going to actually look at getting. Because I think that is the... I'll tab real quick now, I've closed the window now. I think that's high 50s, and we're almost sort of, you know what I mean, approaching high 50s. It's not a set that we want to have permanently on, as I say. I think the set pieces that we're going to be rocking with the 3-piece Beast Lord, 3-piece Sentinel, and 5-piece Veilwalker, I think that's the main goal that we're basically aiming for until we start aiming for higher gears and stuff. But I did, as I looked down the set of gears, I think Oppressor would be the next... like kind of DPS hybrid spec build. Oh, you did miss it, Pudding. Yeah, the UI, this isn't anybody's UI. We made this ourselves. Add-on wise, I'll be quick here because I know you might have to AFK again. We're only using Buffhead, Enemy, Obsidian, and Pure. Lib/Lib Group and Ace, they're just prerequisites for the rest of these add-ons to work. And then on the layout editor, obviously you know how to do all this, but we basically hid everything because we don't want anything being shown except what we really need to see. The enemy unit frames, oh yeah, I should be buffing people. So as you can see here, when we buff people, they get little hearts above them. We'll quickly just buff everyone, then I'll go back to me. And depending on what buff we use, we get different coloured hearts, like blue one, a dark pink one, or you know, a light pink one. And then obviously when we heal people, like ourselves, it puts a little red dart, a little green dart, leaping alteration will be a little yellow dart. And then if we shield ourselves, it puts a blue heart in the top right hand corner. All these unit frames, other than downloading Enemy to get the mod, or the add-on, we went to the second page on the add-ons forum, and there's a post by Moosie. I think it's Moosie, M-O-O-S-I-E, I think. That person's basically made all the icons and stuff for every single healer for destruction side. So you basically just download that profile setting and then bang it in one of your folders. Jobs are good and done. The only issue is with a Zealot, 2 of the buffs didn't work, so we had to manually edit the saved variables.lua file, and we had to edit sort of line 88, 120, and 180 line of code, and change it from is guard to is blessing. But at some point I'll make a little YouTube video on that, I think. And then also with this UI, because a few people have asked, I will be trying to get this sorted and pop it on the add-ons page on the forum, so people can then just download this and then do what they want with it. It's just at the moment, as I say, when we look at the profiles, we've only got the one profile. However, I feel like it's saved an additional profile with the same name. So if we make a brand new character and import this profile, it won't be this profile's UI you see, it'll be something else. Which we might quickly do in a second, just to sort of see if it's been fixed or not. Because we had to do a fresh install a few days ago, so we'll see. Oppressor is renowned rank 55, so it's the same tier as the Vanquisher set. Ooh, thank you. Looking for it. Yeah, sound Pudding. Our forum username is not the same as our character name. So I'm going to have to sort something out with that. We picked just a ridiculous random name for the account, thinking it was a very personalised private thing that only I would see. It's not the case. You use it for everything, don't you? So I might have to make another account called Jatsu TV, just so I don't look like an absolute idiot on the forums. Yeah. But yeah, I was meant to have that uploaded and done this weekend, but as I say, just because the profile seems to be a bit dodgy, after this dude, we will, after this lord and we get the bag for it, I will just quickly make a new character and just see if the profile, the UI is saved correctly. Because as I say, I don't think it's going to be, and if it's not, I need to figure out why there's been a mismatch of information. Oh, thank you for the follow, dude. That's just hit us 100 followers, which is happy times. Happy times indeed. I should be in Harbinger of Doom for this, shouldn't I? I've just turned it on and turned it off again because it lagged, lol. You'll probably be dead in 15 seconds. Well, maybe not in 15 seconds. But yeah, I'm the sort of person, as I say, who doesn't like a lot of add-ons. We will be slowly adding a few more add-ons as we play, just again for quality of life. But as I say, yeah, generally speaking, we don't like the UI to be just overloaded with information. I have jumped into some people's streams where you don't really get to see much of the actual game, because they've just got, like, the left 30% of their screen is just bars and stuff over here. The right 30% of the screen is, again, just bars and stuff. Their action bars fill up pretty much the majority of the window down here. And it's just, there's so much to look at. You're not even looking at the game at that point. You may as well be looking at an Excel spreadsheet like EVE Online. And then again, for some people, they probably don't want just the one action bar. But that's why you're going to be changing it yourself, I guess, and doing what you need to do to change it. I've just got so used to playing like vanilla WoW as a warrior, where you've got the 3 different stances. So technically speaking, I've got 3 different hotkeys to switch to 3 different action bars. Yeah. And then some of the action bars are hidden, like they're not even displayed, but I have put skills on them. So like the buffs, for example, if I select myself, we're using, say for example, like control 1, control 2 and 3 and stuff for these, but these aren't displayed on any of my action bars because they're just on an action bar that I know what the hotkey is, therefore I don't need to see them, and they've got no cooldown, don't need to see them. Stuff like that, and there's a bunch of other stuff that we've got set up as hotkeys that, again, I'm aware of the hotkey, so I don't need to see it. Mount as well, yeah, so we use mouse 5 for mount. That's not on any of my action bars because, again, it's always the same in every game I play. I always have mouse 5 as mount. Stuff like that is just muscle memory. What are the most viable wanted tanks at the moment? I do think all of them are viable. I think what I've read, and again I could be wrong, so hopefully people in the chat can update you here. But my understanding is the Black Orc isn't as good as the other 2 tanks, the Chosen and the what's he called? This dude, the Blackguard. The Chosen. Oh, we're doing a fortress now. Oh, fair enough. Again, we're not gonna just bang out them. We're gonna do this fortress. And then we've won a purple bag because a pity roll. I love a good pity roll. Yeah, Chosen seem to be kind of easy to play, dare I say. They might not be end game, but I think Chosen basically just have... We want to select one so I can show you. That's a Marauder. There's the dude. He's 21. We can't select him because he's too far away. There's got to be another Chosen around here somewhere, right? But the Chosen guys, that's high level at least. Him. There we go. Can't inspect him. Brilliant. Never mind. Yeah, the Chosen, they've just got basically auras that they toggle on and off. Well, they toggle it on and then it's permanently on. So as they run around, within, say for example, it's 30 yards or 30 feet or whatever, it's just always on. So if they've got a buff that increases your strength or toughness and decreases the enemy's strength or toughness, that's not even a hotkey you need to ever push, basically, because it's just permanently on. There, you're going to probably need to cycle between different hotkeys. These ones, strength increased by 114, toughness increased by 75. So they've just basically got auras that they have on permanently, which I guess you can only have a certain amount on, so you do need to be, you know what I mean, switching them, I guess, at some point. Otherwise, that class has no mechanic. It's basically just you've got an action bar, cool, smash people, done. The Black Orc, they have a class gimmick, I think, which is basically, for example, in order for me to use a hot on a Black Orc, again, it doesn't really make much sense, but hopefully you understand what I'm trying to say. In order for me to use this heal, I have to be in the first stance, which when I use the first heal or the ability, it then puts me into a different stance, which now allows me to use the second ability. And then when I use the second ability, it then puts me in a different stance, so I can now use the third ability. And they've got like a triple stance setup where using certain abilities allows you to then open up and use second tier abilities, and then using a second tier ability allows you to then use a third tier ability. So they've got a bit of a class gimmick to them, which I don't think is too bad, to be fair. And I shouldn't use the word stance, because in this game stance is something completely different. So let's say that, yeah, different tiered abilities, tier 1, tier 2 and tier 3. And then obviously you just basically cycle between those 3 different tiers. Use the first tier, goes into the second tier, use the second tier, goes into the third, use the third, goes back to the first. You've also got an ability, I think, that just jumps the ability to use tier 2 skills, as it were. So you can just go straight into using tier 2 or something like that. We've not really played a Black Orc, to be fair, but that's their gimmick. And then the Blackguard, the Elf tank. Apparently, I've heard that they play like a prot warrior in WoW. I don't know if that's a prot warrior from Vanilla WoW or prot warrior for Retail WoW, but they've basically got a rage mechanic, I think, where they build up rage and then they can use abilities. So it really depends on what you want to play. All 3 can tank, all 3 are viable, from my understanding. It's never going to be a case of, you know what I mean, like a chosen tank joins and we go, oh no, we don't need that, kick him, get a Blackguard instead. I don't think that's really going to be the case. Unless, for some reason, you're using a chosen as a tank, and then you've also got multiple other chosen as DPS, which you probably wouldn't do because you'd actually get a DPS class, because that way the auras aren't going to stack. So I guess, I don't know. Maybe if more people play Chosen, you're more likely to get a group as a Blackguard. I don't even know what Blackguards even do, to be fair. Other than they have like a rage bar, I guess, like a warrior would in WoW. I think. Again, I've not played them, don't know. And I'm probably never ever going to play a Blackguard because they look stupid, in my opinion. One on red mail. That's going to be the purple bag from the fort we just took. Or sorry, the keep we just took. And then we've got 55 more seconds, and then we can do this fortress. But as I say, I'd imagine every class is viable. I think the only class that suffers for being viable in certain aspects of the game is the Witch Elf, because you're a stealth class. So in a big warband like this, generally speaking, Witch Elves aren't really required, I don't think, or people aren't that fussed to have a Witch Elf in the party, because they don't offer any buffs. They're basically a solo roaming class, or a small scale roaming class. I mean, they do have their place in this warband because they're able to bypass keep doors and then obviously get inside and do some DPS from inside. But generally speaking, I think, you know what I mean, if you've got 2 tanks, 2 2 tanks, 2 DPS and 2 healers per group, say, you're probably going to want different DPS than a Witch Elf because you're not going to get any buffs from the Witch Elves. They're not doing anything. Again, my understanding, I could be wrong. I'd imagine playing a Witch Elf in a 6-man party or a 5-man party with a healer could be so much fun, where you've basically got like me as a Zealot as bait, and then I've got 5 Witch Elves next to me, or a full warband of Witch Elves in stealth and just me running around. So people see me and go, oh, we can slay that dude quick, and then 3 people run at me, and then lo and behold, we've got like 20 Witch Elves that just come out of stealth and insta-kill people. That could be so much fun. They have so much defense here. And we are in the wrong bit. We need to be over there with the rest of the warband. How did I interrupt that? That was definitely cast. Is what it is. It's good to see that they've got loads of people defending though. We don't like it when it's very one-sided. Oh, and as Alt just said there, yeah, I would, as he's recommended, or she's recommended, I'd just say everyone was a he, sorry. But as they recommend, yeah, play all 3 of the tanks and see which one you prefer for the actual class mechanic or class gimmick. Because it's not difficult to just basically make one of every class, jump into tier 1 RvR, maybe the level 6, 7, 8 dungeon, the one in Ekrund, this dungeon, Dragonback Pass, I think that's level 6 or rank 6 to do. See if you enjoy tanking at rank 6. You can have no abilities, so there might be a completely different experience. But yeah, jumping into like the tier 1 RvR and just smashing around in RvR for a bit on all 3 characters, that should give you enough understanding whether or not you're going to enjoy the class mechanic or not. But as I say, for viability, I think every class is viable in this game. I don't think there's any like min-maxing crap going on with... No, the only tank we want to be taking is a Black Orc, because every other tank sucks. I don't think there's anything like that in this game. Could be wrong, but... Oh my god, this body blocking, Jesus Christ. We're kind of low health. So we could have no one went for us. I think the only thing I've seen with tanks and people kicking off at tanks is if people try and two-hander tank dungeons and stuff. Because I guess they expect you to tank one-hand and shield, because you're going to be tankier, aren't you? But yeah, that's the only sort of thing that I've seen people, you know what I mean, for viability, I guess. And people saying like, no, don't get that tank, just because they're aware that the tank wants to tank with a two-hander. Which can be done. We've done it a bunch of times, or we've been in groups with a tank who is geared at least and able to two-hand tank, not a problem. But I think most of the dungeons in this game, as long as the tank is geared and the tank is sorted with good gear, as I say, geared, the dungeon runs are pretty smooth as long as the tank's got decent gear. It might take a bit longer if the DPS doesn't have any gear. I don't know how important healers are with their gear. We've seemed to either get carried or just been fine without like solid gear, I guess. But we've got some good gear now, I think. But for a while we were kind of getting carried, I guess, or it just didn't mean much not having good gear. As if we interrupted that as well. It seems to be a bit more laggy than it should be at the moment. We're interrupting a lot of spell casts, moving a bit too quick when they should be fine to be cast. A little bit of concentration mode going here. Lots of body blocks as well. To be fair, to be honest, you were more interested in Swordmaster from the ones I saw, but seeing a 10% faction imbalance worries you. The faction imbalance, honest to God, I don't care what anybody says, and I'm probably wrong doing this, but it is what it is. The faction imbalance will swing, and it will often swing in different directions. At some point, Order are going to have way lower numbers, and Destruction are going to dominate, and then a few weeks from now it's going to be completely different. It also depends on what time of day you play. So with being from the UK, normally at around sort of midday-ish when we start streaming, normally Order have way more numbers than we do. On a weekend, however, that is different. It's completely reversed. And Destruction seem to have way more numbers on the weekend. But during the rest of the week, it's normally Order who have way more numbers than we do when I normally play. Which again, for GMT as you will, is roughly between 12 and 4. And then later on at night, I'm under the impression that Destruction have more people during the week. There's also for Order, again, I could be wrong with this, but for Order, they've apparently got quite a lot of Asian guilds, I think, or at least that time zone. So late at night for me would mean that Order have way more people and a lot more communication because of those guilds. And then when they all log out, which is roughly when I start streaming during the week, lol, it's not the reason why, that's when the most of Order stop playing, basically, because the good guilds or the bigger guilds have obviously logged out to sleep. So I wouldn't take too much consideration into the imbalances and balances of the population, because do you know what I mean? It would suck if you then thought, you know what, I'll play a Black Hawk, I'll play Destruction because, you know, this is better for my numbers or whatever, better for population balance, and then by the time you hit 40, it completely swings, and then, do you know what I mean? You're in a boat of, oh, I wish I did play the Order class. I mean, it's not difficult to level up one of every class, I guess. It just depends on if you're someone who likes to play loads of alts or not. Personally, I don't like playing loads of different alts. I will on PvP MMOs, because it helps me understand what different classes can do, and it allows me to understand what plays people are going to be making. Because it's all good reading, you know what I mean, say 20 skills that each class has, but I'm not going to really understand how they all coincide with each other until I play that class and go, oh, you use this skill into this skill, and then you can switch up and do this thing. And then I'll understand going forwards that, yeah, if I get jumped by a witch hunter, what order of skills he's going to start using on me. So on an MMO, I definitely will be jumping onto other classes, but yeah, generally speaking, I have one main class. So it just depends. Depends what kind of player you are. You're welcome, you got Wi-Fi grow put in. We've seen this a few times. Hope to see you next time you stream. I've gotten used to mine all these years, but it's cluttered. Oh, bless you, Pudding. Yeah, man. The UI. Population swings from day to day. Yeah, that's it. Oh, yeah, that's basically what I've just said, to be fair, in terms of, depends on the time of day you're playing as well. I think it would be bad if it was sort of like a 40-50% population imbalance. Yeah, that would then suck. Then you either have to work out as a new player if you wanted to be on the overpopulated side or the underpopulated side. And as a new player, I probably wouldn't say the underpopulated side at all. Because you're just going to get farmed and not be able to enjoy doing anything if you're on the underpopulated side as a new player. But luckily, I don't think it's that imbalanced. And also, if you think about this as well, when I started playing this, which was probably like a month ago, give or take, maybe 6 weeks ago, something like that, there was roughly, well, in peak time, there was about 1,200, 1,300 players online. And now that those events have ended, I think peak times at the moment, when I looked yesterday, I want to say it was like 800 people online. So you have to take into consideration that 500 people have banged out, or temporarily taken a break. So again, looking at population numbers, I mean, Christ, if say that all 500 were on one side, then you would be looking at a severe imbalance in terms of the population. And people, obviously, with it being a private server for free, people will be banging out left, right, and centre, and then obviously new players will be coming in. Yeah, honestly, I'd play what you want to play and what you think looks the coolest or plays the coolest, that kind of a thing. And I'd go from there, personally. I do understand the mentality of, maybe not specifically right now, like min-maxing and trying to work out, you know, which tank's the best or which healer's the best, all that sort of stuff. But if you have that kind of a mentality, then I think your best bet would be to look on the forums. But if you're just sort of more curious in terms of you don't want to play a class that nobody wants, yeah, as I say, I don't think that's an issue. And the only class that may have that issue is the stealth classes, the Witch Elf and the Witch Hunter. But they're going to be fun in their own right, because you get to run around in stealth ganking people. I should have switched my tactic out here. We'll We're going to get out of combat and do that now. And hope nobody dies as I'm doing it. Are we still in combat? There we go, 10 seconds, okay. Now we shouldn't have an AP problem. Oh yeah, and that's the Magus's pet, isn't it? The Flamer. Is that a hammer you got? No idea. We're in the wrong side. We look like we're in the wrong side. Again, it's very laggy around here. Yeah, we're gonna go to the other side. Because this is where our warband leader is. You have to wait for some AP real quick. That should be enough. Yeah, this is where all our team is as well, so, or at least our party, except this one loot. So at least here, we're actually going to be supporting with our AoE stuff. And what are we currently on? We have 168 players and they have 135 players. We have 66 players in reserve and they have 8 players in reserve. So this doesn't make any sense. How do they have 8 players in reserve? Oh, I guess they've just not joined the map, right? They've got 8 people who have been reserved to join the map, but they just haven't come to the map to defend, or they've banged out because we've got more players or something. But here, for example, I don't know how you'd be able to do this in an effective way, in a fair way. But if they've got 135 players and we've got 168, why has it not kicked us? This should absolutely be a fair fight for fortresses. Whereas I don't know how we've got an extra 68, well, sorry, an extra 30 so players and they do. A bit strange. Where's that guy died? Nowhere near me, I guess. I mean, it makes sense if they also had 168, we had 168, and like, what, 30 of them have banged out basically, and now we're left with the overflow of players because they've had people leave. And I guess you can't then remove people from this because you'll be able to exploit that. We're going to pop on morale 3 for this. We probably should have waited about 4 more seconds or so. We need to be spamming AoE through the wall. We've just interrupted that, I guess. No, we haven't. We just had a bit of a lag spike, I guess. Yeah, what is this lag spike? What is this? Why is it taking an extra like second to cast abilities? Crazy. We couldn't do everything there. We tried. We've been stunned. We're body blocked. He's been rezzed as well, good. We can't see that guy. Oh no, we can see that guy here. Are we rezzing? Maybe I can't see my target. I clearly can see the target because the res is lit up. We're body blocked on this dude. There we go. I had to move left a teeny tiny bit. Okay. Get a shield on him quick, good. Get him healed up. This is super laggy. We haven't experienced this much lag since the upgrades. Jesus Christ. This must just be because there's so many people in such a small area doing this. And there's a lot going on, a lot of effects going on, etc. I guess. We can also buff people. Like here, for example, I don't know how good a witch hunter is. Sorry, a witch elf is. Because the witch elf themselves, I mean, this over there, they can't really do anything, can they? It's not like they can stealth in through these doors. So, witch elves in this situation for fortresses, I guess they can't really do much. Oh, and people are saying there's been a massive lag spike, so yeah, I guess it's not just me experiencing this. Silenced? How'd I even get silenced there? I guess it's an AoE silence. And I'm guessing this lag will subside once we kill all the order. But I would have thought here, if AoEs could hit everybody, that would just cause more lag on the server. I don't know exactly, but yeah. They've got some really good knockbacks going on. And this is also good to see from my point of view. Well, not my point of view specifically, but like for me, I think this is really good to see. That although they are undernumbered, we still haven't been able to get in this keep yet, or sorry, this fortress yet. So they're doing a really good job defending. And we've been on the defending side before. For a fortress, I think. Where we've been able to defend, maybe a keep actually, where we've been able to defend it for, you know what I mean, another like 16 minutes, and then the final 10 minutes is when they've been able to push us and win, or take the fort off us, or the keep off us. I can't remember if it was a fort or a keep now. So there's definitely a possibility that, you know what I mean, they'll hold their ground for a little bit, and it just means if we talk to each other, like the other warbands and stuff, and we figure out when's the best time to push and stuff like this, especially with the morale abilities as well. Yeah, we might be able to push and take it. Where does Steel Snap die? Why can't he be resurrected? Target can... Oh, it's because they've debuffed him, right? So he's going to be stuck not being able to be rezzed for a while. Oh, and I guess that's a good thing about the Witch Elf and the Witch Hunter classes. Because when you've killed somebody, or when you stumble across somebody who's dead waiting for a res, I don't know if every class or if other classes get it. Oh, well, that sucks. Can we just backdoor this? No, okay, we have to run all the way around, that sucks. Yeah, they can put a debuff on you where you can't be res for 30 seconds. And if I'm not mistaken, there's no cooldown on that. We got to run all the way around to the front. We do, don't we? Oh, well, that's annoying. That was quite the radius of that knockback. And this is bad for us because it means having to run down and run back up and stuff. Chances are it's going to have to reload things and we're going to suffer more lag again. Though it doesn't look too bad. We're at the top. It's super laggy though. We're going to be around here, I guess. good lord, just hit me through a wall. Got 2 seconds left on my ritual, put it down again. Again, the frame rate's kind of disappointing here. Oh, we got some people in. They got knocked in, so they're probably going to be dead. I don't know how we're getting silenced through a wall. Oh, someone just disconnected. I don't think they banged out. I think they... Oh, a bunch of people are either disconnecting or leaving the party. I'm hoping they're just disconnecting and they're not banging out because we've spent, you know what I mean? Oh, we spent 7 minutes trying to do it and we can't get in. Let's just bang out of the game. I'm hoping that's not the case. And this sucks because we've only got a few people in the party now, so we're not going to be able to AoE heal people. Which also means our morale abilities aren't going to be great. We'll do what we can though. We're charging in. Well, we're not. We're just outside AoE healing still. We'll get one more Phantom off. Pandemonium, sorry. Again, we are now stuck trying to cast something, lagging like hell. There we go. Lots of lag going on, this is crazy. We do have a tank down. Have a Marauder down as well. That's the one ability. Body block, so we can't get across to the rest people. Hopefully he doesn't die. We can't see him, so we're not going to have to heal him. We also can't see the Marauder. Body blocked. I love this body blocking, man. He's just died again immediately. Again, re-res. We're pretty low health now. We resed him in fire, so we'll make sure he's good. That kind of looked like a good push there, but it didn't end up being a good push. I don't know if the other guys on the bottom pushed at the same time. I think they did. But again, really good defense on the order side. I mean, if this is how laggy forts are always going to be for me, then yeah, we're probably better playing a healing class than a tank or a DPS, because we're not going to be able to do anything if we're at the front door trying to look into this. Where's that shaman down? Did we get that off? It said we were interrupted. Not sure. We could just see him. See him there. Yeah, the AoE in this is a bit bananas. Like, sometimes we get stunned and knocked back and stuff, even though we're nowhere near people. So some of these abilities must have like 100 yard, 100 feet range. Like that stun. Can't see your target, then why is res lit up? Is that just because he's within radius? Or he's within range and therefore it's lit up? No, because then it goes red when we can't see him. But yeah, it lights up here. I'm looking at 6 here. So we're still within the yardage because it's 100 yards? Yeah, 100 feet, sorry, it's feet in this game. 100 feet, it's red, we can't res him. It goes white, which means we can see him. Stun. and then we can't see your target. Then why is it highlighted so I can res? That doesn't make any sense. Okay, anyway. He must be behind the wall. How are we stunned again? So their stun or silence, like this silence I've just been hit with, this just must be some AoE silence that they're just casting on people and everyone's getting hit by it, I guess. Or maybe it's the Lord's ability or something. I'm not sure. They got people on the roof shooting down? No? Not really sure how they're hitting us. When I'm behind a wall. Unless I've got the occasional guy that's running around silencing and stunning people, maybe. What gear is this Zealot in? Invader store. The 7-piece on that it seems insane to me. All of your healing abilities have a 10% chance to increase healing power by 110 for 10 seconds. We currently only have 150 healing power, I think. Jesus Christ, there we go. Yeah, 150. So that's 7-piece increasing healing by 110. That seems kinda crazy. That's the Invader set. And that's 61 renown. If not higher than 61 renown. Yeah, like lowish 60s for that set. Pretty sure there's a ring for it as well, or an accessory for it as well. I've just lagged again. What is this? There's a lot of lag going on with this. But yeah, interesting set to be fair. Yeah. We were kind of going to skip Invader set though, so I'm not sure. Are we even in? Oh, we're in. Let's get ourselves stuck in. Go, go, go. There we go. Get in. They didn't get rezzed. Can we not see our target again? No, there we go. We're just slow to game up. Should be rezzed, there we go. And then we want to keep our eyes peeled for any of our corpses on the floor. But it doesn't look like there is any now. I guess we look good. Oh no. That's definitely no. They did really well there, and we pushed them at like the 15-minute mark. And they can still come back on us. So we've got to be kind of careful. Without trying to lag ourselves out. We're going to stand right here. Oh, and then I'm guessing there's people running up and down to the first floor to destroy that barrel. Or I hope there is at least. And then we'll throw some deeps out. Again, it's a shame that we get so much lag, because I would love to be able to be looking into this room and seeing the progress of us pushing and stuff. Yeah, any moment they could push in with a warband on either side here. Although maybe they can't. If I'm not mistaken, when you die in a fortress battle like this, you get put in prison, right? And then you need another ally member to unlock or open the prison door so you can all escape. So chances are somewhere we can't see because our warband's not doing it. But chances are we have a warband or at least a group of people blocking the prison so they can't get to us even. Well, not blocking the prison, but like, yeah, standing outside of it, making sure that nobody comes near it. I think that's how it works anyway. We've only been in the prison once when we did this, so... Oh, and there's no point doing DPS because we need to kill the barrel first. And apparently nobody's killed the barrel. Oh, sorry, keg. Not barrel. There we go, he must have been destroyed. Kind of boring though, just DPSing a bullet sponge. So I'll just have some coffee real quick. So where is this barrel? On the first floor, right? Which is ground floor. No, first floor's first floor, what I'm doing. There's apparently a barrel that spawns in here, is there? Or a keg. Where's the keg? I guess this depends on the country, right? Well, it shouldn't, but yeah. I'm trying to understand where first floor would be. First floor should be the first floor, as in the one above ground floor. But no keg spawned. So does that mean the keg is actually spawning on the ground floor and not the first floor? Oh yeah, it must be here. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. How do we target that? we can't even target it. Okay, I don't know how that works. I guess we don't do the keg stuff then. It felt like that was taking ages to kill the keg, so I figured, oh yeah, there must be like 2 people down there. I'll go help. But clearly, no. Oh, hey, buddy. Good job. At least you tried. At least you tried. That's the main thing. So the best we've come in this is 26th, I believe, which is 1 off the scoreboard. We won't stay 20th. We will absolutely be kicked and not win a good bag here. I hope we do win a good bag, but I doubt we're going to. All depends on this stupid bonus roll. 96. What is that as a roll? We finished 68th. That's not the worst, I guess. Not the worst, I guess. We've not been able to, or we've never seen the bags for this. 6 gold, we've never seen them. And there's what, like 6 purple? Or 8 purple, we've never seen them either. And then I guess maybe from 25th onwards. Oh yeah, we come 25th, I guess, yeah. Maybe from 25th onwards it's a white bag. Possibly a blue for 25th. Yeah, we've never finished top 25, I guess, or top 24. It's a weird system with this, where this bonus roll can just, you know what I mean? You may not have done anything, but because you win the bonus roll, or because your bonus roll's so high, you can just be first on it. We see this quite often in public quests, where like we'll go into a public quest, or we used to go into public quests, where maybe one enemy's being killed, and then we will do the rest of the entire public quest. It'll get to the rolling part, and then the person who's killed one dude and then not even been part of it, he'll get a much higher bonus roll and win the roll. Oh, okay, well that's cool. We tried, I guess. I mean, it is what it is. Okay. We don't want to go to Calador. We hate Calador. I guess we go high pass. That works. And then it doesn't look like we've got a run for HP. Hey, how's it going, Doom? We're chilling today. We're chilling. There's been quite a lot of lag, quite a lot of FPS dips today. But I think it's because there's a lot of people online and a lot of warbands kicking around. Even here, look how long it's taken to load those models. And again, bit of an FPS drop again. But yeah, not going too badly. I saw sound. Bear with me just a moment. Yeah, okay. So I just had to reply to family. Let's open that mail. Where's the mailbox? Right in front of me. Yeah, we don't seem to get that talisman back. That's ridiculous. I mean, it is what it is, I guess. Did we pick that? Yeah, we grabbed it. Okay, fine. This was from... We got 12 crests for doing that fortress. I mean, that is what it is, I guess. That's fine. And the purple bag was for the thing we did before then. And locked a zone down. That's 32. That's fine. And then we got a few items to sell. Yeah, cool. Okay. We will just very quickly take 5 minutes. Because I could do a new copy. So, we'll be right back. Cheers, everyone. And we back. Okay. We'll just quickly log out. And use the same profile. We only have the one profile. Currently shared. We're just going to make a new character real quick and just double check that this is working correctly. Has that BRX 5 disappeared? No. Why has that hotkey not worked? Now it has, that's fine. How's it going, Hydra? This is taking a while to log out. This is a bit strange. Again, there's a load of people here, so it's probably just struggling to deload things as we log out. Or has the game crashed? I think the game could have crashed. The game's crashed. Fantastic. Oh no, now it's kicked us. There we go. Okay, look, even this is lagging. What is this? There we go. It must have been because I was on a different thing. Let's just create a random character real fast. Or not. We definitely need to still reboot the client. This is crazy to see how laggy everything is. We don't really care about anything here. We're just double checking. Doesn't really matter again, as I say. That's fine. Random name, let's just do that. Okay. Someone's already done that, that's fine. We'll play on this guy. Just want to make sure this UI is set up correctly. Because if it is, we'll get a forum post later tonight done. You took another break, Hydro. Oh my god. This game does cause some headaches, doesn't it? And again, even this shouldn't be taking this long to load in. So yeah, I think there's definitely a memory leak in this game.
The common folk of the
Can we skip this? No, we can't skip it.
southward,
The only headache
the
that we
forces of
experience
destruction converge upon
is
the village of Rorschach.
doing scenarios in this
Hordes of
game.
greenskins unite with
Specifically
chaos
this weekend
warbands,
one.
while regiments of
Nobody
dark
has been
elves
grabbing the
lead
objective. It's just been
call
people
to
farming kills. It's been
It is
horrendous to
unto
try and
this
do this.
spectacle that you have come, willing to lend your hand to the destruction of the dwarfs, the high elves,
Okay,
and the
cool story.
empire itself.
Oh, this is more health things. Oh, bless you, man. So here, we just... oh my god, we just enable all. We okay that. That's going to reload the UI and probably crash the game, but that's fine. Yeah, the scenarios, man. I mean, in the previous VOD, or the previous video over on YouTube, maybe yesterday's or the day before. Oh, yeah, it was difficult, man. I was losing my mind. So here, customize interface profiles. Why can we not select that? Oh, we switch. Yes. So again, it's going to reload the UI. Which takes far too long. What is this? Is that all set up correctly? That is all set up correctly, isn't it? Yeah, okay. So hopefully that is in a good enough state to just upload on the forums, and then people can have this UI if they want it. We've got an enemy to click on. Yeah, okay, yeah, so that seems to be set up fine. Cool, okay, good to know. So at some point, either later tonight or it'll be tomorrow, we will have that. Well, we'll upload this UI to the forums if people want it, and then I'll make a post. I'll do something where I wait. Where's the tactics? We don't have tactics unlocked yet. That's why we can't see that tactics. That's fine. We'll log out. But before, as I say, when we were trying to copy that profile and use that profile on other characters, it would put the menu bar in the bottom right-hand corner. It would move things around where they shouldn't be, so it looked like there was a duplicate profile, and it was grabbing the wrong profile. Wonder how long this will take to log out and log back in. I mean, good lord. That's fine, okay. We'll delete that character later. Let's jump back in. Unfortunately, we only have about 20 minutes because I do need to be bouncing at, well, at 0:00 basically. I won't go into it too much because, again, we like to indulge ourselves not in real life when we're streaming and stuff. But we do have a family member not very well, so at 4 I need to be nipping out and going to see that family member. How's it going, Toff? God, everyone's logging in at this time, aren't they? It's going good today. We are suffering from pretty bad frame rates though, and we did just get involved in the fortress, and we we took Stonewatch. Defending wise for Order, fantastic defense up until about 15 minutes remaining, and then that's where we obviously got involved and took it over. This button shouldn't exist and shouldn't work. It doesn't work, but we can use it, and that's to give people the influence buff that we got from taking a fortress. One of the devs mentioned that this is from a previous event, and that shouldn't be in the game anymore. But I guess it's still in the event. Still in the game from like months ago. So that is what it is. The last 20 minutes here, we will just probably jump into some scenarios, to be fair, and just see how horrendous the scenarios still are today. Just for lols. Again, we could run around in the open world, but yeah, we'll end on some scenarios, to be fair. And we can sell these 3, we don't need them. Cool, okay. Hopefully the scenarios don't take too long to pop. And then what we can also do is we can ping back to the inevitable city, which again, hopefully won't crash us. Oh, bless you, Hydro. Yeah, to be fair, as silly as it sounds, I think this is fine to say. I think they accidentally took a few too many iron pills, and it made them very poorly, which is kind of crazy. I didn't know that was a possibility or a thing. Again, something to look forward to in old age, isn't it? Where you forget what tablets you've had, and then you double up on things, and ooh, yeah. But yeah, they seem to be getting much better. It's just yeah, dare I say, a minor OD on iron tablets of all things. Yeah. Late start for you, honestly. Had a rough start this morning. Oh, bless you, Toff. Just getting things together. Sorry to hear. Oh no, as I say, it's as much as I want to stream this for like 8 hours on a weekend. It just means, you know, I'm not saying unfortunately to be selfish or anything, but yeah, unfortunately we can't stream as long as we'd hoped to stream on this weekend. This the same one? No, this is a different one now. And it seems to be that we're kind of smashing it, I guess. If anything, oh, which one? If anything, we will try and get back online later in a couple of hours from now. To do HV. Oh, he's gonna kill me, isn't he? Did he just go in stealth? He did just go in stealth, didn't he? Or tried to go in stealth. He's just potted. Right. Right. I could have swore that was getting him out of stealth. Maybe he's just banged out, I don't know. Okay, we'll just we'll do what we're doing. We'll continue with the actual scenario. Okay, fair enough. Always wanted to know who is we. Wait, remind me, doing what have I said? Sometimes I refer to myself as we. I don't know why. You'll have to remind me what I've just said. But yeah, tough. Hopefully, sometimes, every time. Yeah, it's just yeah. And then I guess we've mentioned about like family stuff and what have you. If I'm saying something along the lines like, oh, I should be saying I'm going to go see them later. Sometimes I'll just say we, to lump in the whole family. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm meeting up with somebody. To skip the whole, I'm meeting up with this family member to go see this other family member, I'll just say we. And then often, which is hilarious to myself when I think about it, when I sometimes think about, like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of an example. But I'll say we because it's yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah. At least I'm not referring to myself in the third person, right? Well, I guess I kind of am. I don't know. The same way when I'm talking to people, like just yeah, in real life, when I'm speaking about a family member, like for example, like my mother or my father, I'll always say our father. Don't know why. I'm clearly illiterate. Maybe just different area in Britain. Wow, maybe, yeah. I guess in my brain, I'm thinking of something different as I'm talking. Again, this is probably some sort of ADHD where I've got a thought process in my brain, and instead of saying like, "Oh, I'm going out later to do this," because I'm aware in my brain that I'm meeting somebody and say me and this other person are doing something later, as I'm saying it, I will just refer to us both, and I'll say something like, "Oh yeah, no, we're meeting up later, or we're doing this later." Just yeah, because in my brain, do you know what I mean? I'm thinking of something else, and I'm saying something completely fucking different. Yeah, it's just me, I'm sure. A million things going on at once in my brain. So as I say, there probably is some form of ADHD going on. Which, if I'm not mistaken, I would imagine most streamers probably have some form of ADHD. Especially some of the streamers I watch, where I don't think they'd be as entertaining and as good at what they do if they didn't have some form of ADHD. Again, just jumping from like one topic to the next and stuff, and then just losing thought process, talking about something else randomly, and then going on a tangent about something else. Yeah. I'll have to go back and watch the VOD for this, which I normally do. But yeah, specifically for this part, to just re-listen to what I've just said kind of thing and be like, oh yeah, I did say we, you're not wrong. But yeah, Doom, if you are on later tonight, say, I'm not going to give you a specific time, because again, I don't know how long I'm going to be out and about for. But if you are on in, 3-4 hours from now, say, to be on the safe side, and you want to fancy doing HV, I will absolutely hit you up for it. We did look early today. We looked yesterday as well. I was hoping yesterday to get back online to again jump into HV, but unfortunately, yeah, I was away for too long. So while we wait for this next scenario, I'll quickly go back to that career vendor, just so I can have a look at the talent trees. Again, we still haven't downloaded the correct add-ons for all this. It's on a list somewhere, don't worry. Oh mate, yeah, make sure you're in the worst gear. Christ, use red eye. Don't even use level 40 gear. Go back to like level 26 gear and see how you can tank it. Show me how it feels to tank in horrendously low level gear as a tank.
I can still teach you a lesson or two.
I'm kind of feeling like here, what are we losing here? I kind of feel like we respec out of this tree completely, and we grab ravens. What would we lose? We'd lose the critical chance on Flash of Chaos, which we do spam, but I'm trying to lean away from spamming that. We would technically be able to drop Restorative Burst and pick up this tactic, which would give people a 25% chance to restore 50 AP, which I guess is beneficial for other people. Want to feel needed as a healer. I mean, if you're in really bad gear, I'm going to feel terrible as a healer, aren't I? Watching you die over and over again. Or if you have a character that needs it. I don't think you do you, anymore? But if you do have a character that needs it, feel free, as I say, you don't need to tank it at all. It was more of a, if you're on later and you fancy doing HV, regardless of what class you want to play, yeah, feel free, I'll hit you up in a bit. But yeah, I feel like we drop this tree and we grab Ravens in this tactic. The reason why I feel like we grab Ravens isn't so we can DPS. Again, we have got a like a hybrid DPS build we've been trying, where we take Mirror of Madness, Transference, Storm of Ravens, and then also the Boon. And it just didn't work very well at all. But again, I've got to test these things. I've got to try these things in case they do work. But we are curious with Ravens because of the 40% snare. I feel like this will be quite good to catch people who are trying to run away. And all we would technically lose is a bit of healing, some deeps, but we're not throwing out these deeps. And this tactic, which, as I say, we tend to not even use that anymore because of the AP issue. But yeah, at some point later, I'll have a quick respec of these things, I think. Where we started? And this is this game, okay. Have we grabbed any? No, we haven't grabbed a single objective. So yeah, this is just basically farming kills. Oh yeah, but the stagger, we can't get that yet, Doom. We're still 7 levels away from getting the stagger, I think. Oh, I guess this guy wants to fight. I guess this homes in on people, right? So we don't even need to be controlling where we're going with this. Yeah, that's ridiculous that he just hits no matter where he is. We don't even need to re-heal this. I mean, he's just meleeing, so... But yeah, what is this? Oh, we've grabbed one. Crazy, we actually grabbed one. And then the back one, no one's bothered. So I guess, again, this is just, yeah, people farming kills. Nothing has changed in the 2 days that we haven't done this scenario. I mean, obviously, as I say, Doom, when we have the renown for it, because again, we do want to keep Wind of Insanity at the moment. Yeah, when we do have the renown for it, we'll switch off and grab that. That's got to be that same dude. We'll go 1v1 him again. If we can. Oh, it's a witch hunter. Interesting. I mean, we'll probably win before we can even do this, right? It's always killed us. That was a good knockdown. I wasn't aware they could knock down out of stealth. And yet again, farming kills. Unbelievable. I guess technically we could drop Wind of Insanity and then grab the stagger to see what it's like. Because we've not played around with that stagger at all. I'm not going to have enough time to get back to him, I don't think. Is what it is.
This old war dog has new tricks.
Wait, I don't think we've got enough, have we? Let's just try that real quick. Is that all we need? That will be all we need, yeah. So we'd still keep the shield, because I think that is too good to miss up, or to pass. We still need this ritual currently, because it's the only one that heals, that triggers all of the tactics. This tree we don't really need. As I say, the only reason why we're going to go into this tree is for this and the snare. Would this not be cancelled if they take damage, though? Preventing all actions unless they're damaged. And does this actually snare people? We'll try it. We should be banging out now, but we'll do one more scenario and we'll test this and see what it's like. Again, it just depends how this functions, because if we put a dot on someone, which again we don't always do, and then we use this, is it going to cancel that because we've damaged them with the dot? That's what we want to see. These all low level. That's fine. I'm in combat, is that because he's buffed me? There we go, okay. We'll see how this functions real quick. It's already started. Oh, it's this one as well, so this isn't too bad. We might be able to get in some 1v1s. Or maybe not 1v1. Yeah, we can do a 1v1 here. I'm using the wrong hotkeys. Yeah, so because he's taking damage, that instantly gets rid of it. So let's make him chase the second. What's the cooldown on that? 12 more seconds. Oh, he's going to get involved. Okay, we don't want that to happen. My own fault. I shouldn't be so close to our spawn point, I guess. And I'm guessing any damage is going to get rid of this, right? Yes. That looks like it's the case. Okay. Probably at least one fellow in here. Probably more than one person, but yeah. Oh, okay, well, nobody in here. That also works, I guess. Oh, that actually roots. Oh, I see. I understand how that now functions. The wording of stagger, I wasn't sure what that actually meant. We didn't dismount him. That's kind of annoying. Oh yeah, so that's kind of big. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's kind of big. Interesting. Oh yeah, that snare is kind of OP. Yeah, okay. That's definitely better than Winds of Insanity. We don't need to knock you around, but we will. Interesting. That's quite a short cooldown as well, really. Again, we don't actually need to do any DPS or put dots on people because we can't DPS, even when we're DPS spec'd. Just because we don't have the gear for it. More so than anything else, I think. I mean, in a 3v2, we can absolutely just do what we need to do. Unless we can't even put a dot on him because he's got so much disrupt chance. But being able to lock somebody in very temporarily, that does seem pretty big. We should have silenced that guy. I guess this is where you need, what's it called? Disrupt chance, right? What is it, on int? Disrupt strike through, because that's going to be, if they've got a high disrupt chance, that's not going to proc on them, is it? The same thing that would happen with the Raven's ability as well. But being able to just lock him in and be completely, that is so good. Again, we've got to test these things in terms of keeping Wind of Insanity on, because we don't know. And again, it's every individual's playstyle, isn't it? Like even here, for example, we can just lock down that healer for 6 seconds. Which has bought him time to get up to him. We can then, wrong ability. I was about to say we can then silence him as well. So this is where having gear with Disrupt on is actually quite good. To make sure that our abilities actually hit, right? We don't have any strike Disrupt chance on any of our gear, so that's kind of cool. Is there a way to see that? There isn't, other than, I guess, looking at intelligence. Oh no, Doom, no, I wouldn't have thought you would have told me incorrect information either, to be completely honest. Yeah, okay, we'll play around with that for a little bit. Again, I do find myself, keeping Wind of Insanity made sense in my brain, because I quite often find myself in the front line. And my mentality and playstyle is kind of aggressive. So, do you know what I mean? I do often want to run into the front line. And it has saved me a few times. It's also got me killed a few times. So, you know what I mean? It's neither here nor there. But that, being able to lock down a healer for 6 seconds in scenarios seems fantastic. In open world stuff, as you say, yeah, that's going to be able to catch people and not allow them to move, as opposed to the Ravens, which would have just slowed them for 40%. So yeah, that definitely has its place. But yeah, okay. On that note, unfortunately, I've got places to be.